Faithful? What's up, Faithful? What's up, Faithful?
Man,
Welcome to the Always Faithful 24/7 show. Me and my family, P Warrior, Niners Jess, K Jizzle, my brother Prez, and my brother Troy. We welcome you. Thank you for watching Always Faithful 24/7. What's up, family?
What's up?
What's up?
let's go.
Everything's good. Everything's good.
Everything's good.
Okay,
Complain.
cool.
Sir.
Cool,
Blessed
cool.
to be here again. Another
Yes,
week.
sir. Yes, sir.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So just to press forward with the topic, yesterday we witnessed John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan discussing the situation with Jimmy G, and there's probably been some friction between the faithful, being that he's still on a roster and that he might be on the roster as a backup. And Jed York gives his approval based on putting his trust in John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan to keep Jimmy G. Also, he doesn't mind paying his salary if he was still on the roster. And that's something that some of the faithful don't really want to talk about it because it's been exhausting within a couple of days. But it's a very important topic because I believe that we all want to see Trey Lance start next season. I believe that we also don't want no friction or no discord within the locker room, even though I don't think they will be, because one thing about our locker room, and I'm going to say it and I'm going to say it again, one thing I love and appreciate about the 49ers locker room, they love and respect each other. However, being that they're competitors, just like we are competitor faithful fans because we want to win, being that they're competitors, they have experienced that winning tradition with Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
They know what he's capable of doing. They know what he's not capable of doing. However, they win together. They don't win because of Jimmy. They win. They win as a team. So I just want to ask my faithful huddle, what is your opinions based on, that dilemma regarding Jimmy G still being on a roster right now? Anybody?
Let me start this off.
Yeah, I can see you ready.
Y'all know, y'all saw me shaking my head and
Yep.
rolling my eyes. Man, I'm so tired of Jimmy. I'm ready for them to I pray he get the recover from this surgery. They can trade him. He can go compete for a job, and we can move on from him. Appreciate what he done. Okay, got us a Super Bowl, got us a 2 NFC championship game. It's time to move on from him to give Trey Lance his opportunity. Now, we know the surgery kind of threw a monkey wrench in everything that they was trying to do. They was going to probably get him traded before free agency started, but that kind of threw everything out of whack. The way they handled it wasn't the best situation because you probably had trade offers before we even decided to get the surgery, but you didn't pull the trigger. So you got egg on your face a little bit. Now you're trying to recover from that. As I said on our show with Jesse last night,
Right.
Trey Lance about to get all these reps. He about to be with the first team offense. He about to be all in the playbook. He about to get the timing down with the receivers and everything else. He already working out. He already throwing to IU. So it's just a matter of when OTA start and all the mini camps, all this stuff go on, he's gonna get the reps. There's no way you allow Jimmy to be on the roster and take reps away from him when you want him to be the starter. Shanahan kind of said that in the press conference yesterday. So to me, y'all got to find a way to either trade Jimmy, get a pick, and get the $25 million off the books. If you keep him, to me, the only way he see the field is if Trey Lance get hurt. You got to let Trey Lance be the starting quarterback for the team. That's just my opinion.
Right. I agree.
I think it's stupid to even keep him. I mean, you're already bringing in a bad precedent by doing that because you know it'll be a divided locker room. Because there's some people that still gonna stand with Jimmy, like no matter if they still feeling like the upside of Trey Lance. You know what I mean? So why would you want to divide the locker room before the season even started? I don't think there's no way that I'll put it like this. I don't think it's any chance, or should there be any chance that Jimmy's on the roster training camp.
Facts.
I'm saying he shouldn't even be on the roster.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know what it is too? And I'm going to paraphrase and I'm going to post it up a little bit later. When Jay York was saying that he's not a head coach, he's not a general manager, and he was saying that matter of fact, Kyle Shanahan was saying this too. He was saying he's not just going to get rid, I'm using my words, he's just not going to get rid of Jimmy without getting something. I respect that. That's why I was telling y'all last Wednesday he's going to get traded. And then when I was listening to y'all last Wednesday, based on when we seen I forgot who got signed last Wednesday.
Mariota.
Yeah, I think right. There you go, my brother. To the point, like, yo, nobody is signing Jimmy, but we understand because of the surgery and probably various other reasons. So when Kyle was saying that, you know, we're not going to trade Jimmy for anything, that tells me they still going to pursue trading him.
Yeah.
However, right now, being that he's in a healing stage, and I think they said Florida or wherever they say he was healing at. I don't know if it's Florida. I could be wrong, but wherever he's at healing, they're going to keep him until they trade him, until someone is really desperate enough, you know, probably after the draft, being that they can't really get a caliber quarterback from the draft to win games, because every team they trying to win games. And with Jimmy G, they can win some games. I just don't think they're going to win the big game. So with that said, right. So with that said, I just think I think Jed York, he gives them the green light.
Yeah.
So I think we have to pay attention to that, because when he said he don't mind having what do you say, multiple good quarterbacks on a roster, in your mind you're like, okay, well, he got the money. But my thing is this, I'm just like, wow. So, and just like Jizzle said, like, I think it's stupid based on a locker room. I mean, I understand business wise, because you can win with Jimmy, you can win games, you know, because let's keep it honest. Let's be honest. Before 2017, when he came, we had a horrible losing streak. We wasn't winning no games. So when Jimmy came in 2017, he brought the organization and also and our faithful fan base. He brought us hope before the injury. So me personally, I gotta keep like when Jed York said that and Kyle Shanahan said that, you know, it's just like, okay, it's a possibility he's trade. I don't think they're gonna release him. I think they're either gonna try to trade him to what they can get for him, or y'all may not like it, or he's gonna be a backup.
Yeah.
Probably behind Sudfeld, because I don't think he's gonna be healthy enough, you know. So I mean, that's my take.
No,
I
yeah.
think Trey starts. I do think he starts. As far as like locker room split, I think this regime is completely different than when Jim Harbaugh was in there.
Right.
And I think the culture here is completely different. And I think they're just going to be behind whoever is out there. And like Kyle has said, like John has said, like, it's a good problem to have. Yeah, not everybody likes Jimmy G. Yeah, we went to the Super Bowl, we lost. We went to one, we got to the NFC Championship game, we lost. But, it's a good problem to have. A lot of people, a lot of teams don't have a quarterback. Like Carolina, they have Sam Darnold. So yeah, he'll be with us. They're not going to release him. But we'll see what happens. But I think Trey starts.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no, I definitely think Trey starts. I think what we kind of ran into is from a draft standpoint, the trading at Jimmy. Once as a front office, if I was the head of a front office and you told me, so not only am I about to pay over 20 million, I don't know if they're going to pay if we'll have to pay some of it or anything. Like if I'm paying over 20 million, I have to give draft picks. And this dude not only is not going to be healthy, but not able to participate all the way. We're talking about through OTAs. We're talking about around training camp that he could possibly even step in to do anything. You're learning a brand new system, new players. At this point, the offseason's over. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think I overestimated the draft pick side of this, because like, why would you give away this year's draft picks for that particular situation if that's what you're going into, when it could be, well, we could wait a little bit, go through this draft, and then we can give up those other picks if we choose for Jimmy. Because I think ultimately for us to be able to trade him, it's going to have to be a situation where the team that he's going to, they have some sort of contract agreement coming into place. I don't necessarily think that we would pay any of Jimmy's salary. They could end up paying some of Jimmy's salary to make a trade happen. I think it depends on what you get in return. But right now we're looking at Carolina and Houston really is who you're looking at until you get through OTAs, you get through this draft, and then they find out if Mariota's going to work. Is Jameis going to work? You know what I'm saying? You have other teams that could possibly pull the trigger, but then it's at that point. So it's like, yeah, like last week I was big on us cutting, but now a week later and hearing them, it really doesn't make any sense for us to cut them because, A, when you do Debo and Bosa's restructures, you're going to make cap room. It's obvious. It's like they're pretty much through with free agency. Like this is what it was. We got our main cornerback. You know what I'm saying? But I also think we're also in a situation where when you get off Jimmy's books, then because there's so many things that happen. There's going to be the draft, and could Jimmy get traded in the draft if somebody doesn't get what they're looking for? It's not a real good possibility, but it is a possibility. And then on the other side, it's like if these dudes don't pan out, then we can trade for Jimmy at that point. And so we can get him off the books later. I don't like him coming into the locker room. I don't see in any situation if it gets to the point that Jimmy can physically clear and play football, and he is walking into that locker room, then I feel like we have a real problem. But until that point, it's really like it makes no sense for them to trade him because we do hold the cards. You can hold somebody hostage if there is some sort of breakdown in the draft or your quarterback goes down. There's a lot that can be gained from Jimmy, and they've manipulated the cap enough to where obviously Jimmy being on the books they had a plan for that throughout this free agent history of fears. So it kind of like it may not be from a standpoint, but from a fan standpoint, but from a front office, if this was my baby and this is how I got to take care of it, well, hell yeah, I'm not letting Jimmy just walk out in these situations.
Yeah. What you think, Troy?
Man, I think this whole thing is madness. I think having a $27 million bench warmer,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's just crazy. Like, and if he does end up, being on the team, whatever, and say Trey struggles or whatever, and you know how Kyle he has his favorites, right? I mean, he benched Ayuk for 5 games because he dropped a few balls or whatever. I can see him being like, all right, Trey, you still not ready, so come on, Jimmy. Oh man, that's
yeah, that's why I can't do it. This is like
that's what I'm saying, man.
We could feel the energy of the team, and it could be divided, and you could feel like that. You could feel it, like the chemistry's been good with the Niners, but it's because they've been behind one quarterback, and if you You're still playing that game where you're behind. Half of them's behind one and half behind the other. Then that's getting in the shooting the chaos.
Bringing Jimmy in here is telling you that this is not Trey's team, even though they say it is. It's not.
Do y'all think, because as much as fans want him gone, I don't think that there's anybody that wants somebody gone more than Kyle Shanahan wants Jimmy gone. I
want
think
him gone. Respectfully, I want him gone.
Oh, yeah, no. It's like,
yeah.
Think about it, this dude's already back in March answering questions about Jimmy. Like, there's nothing about Shanahan's demeanor when he talks about Jimmy, like it's ever positive. Like, it's like in that way. I think he answers a question as a coach has to answer a question. I honestly don't think that their relationship is that great. I don't think it was probably ever that great. I think Shanahan probably, after that injury, after the 5 games and he got injured, coming into that 2020 season, I think Shanahan regretted it. That trade and everything from there forward, just because it's like, I personally just feel like he has to go against not only an NFL offense, but Shanahan has to game plan around your quarterback. And it's like to get to the NFC Championship with that. But it's like, I just think he wants him off the team more than we do, even more, because he knows, like, we didn't give up this stuff for Trey. Like, you see the stats there, you see the potential, you see what it's going to be, and we're going to have the licks, and it's everything. But also, this is Shanahan's thing. And it's like at the end of this year, they get a comp 3rd round pick. You know what I'm saying?
I remember you saying that, yeah.
That goes into it. Like, I don't want to see him on the bench, but it's like, let's be honest, bro. If Jimmy has no suitors, they don't want to trade, and Jimmy's willing to restructure to a 10-year backup position this year, it's like, who are we going to get that's a better backup? Because at the end of the day, if Trey does go down, then you have somebody that can come in and at least somewhat carry you that you know you have. But it's not what we want it's not good from the standpoint of the locker room. But I also don't think that he makes it into training camp. I think he gets traded way before then, as soon as he gets cleared. I even think that they could release him even and just say scrap on the composition, because we do get that 7.5. Once he's cleared and passes a physical, then we get the full 5 million. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot to it, and it's like, maybe they just value that 7.5 million, losing that and not getting draft picks. We don't know what they're thinking on the inside. But I don't see him in training camp. I don't see him going into this. I think obviously from the culture and the growth of Trey standpoint in the locker room, like I said.
Going off what my guy Prez says, I don't think Jimmy and Kyle, I don't think they really get along, because I heard somewhere today or yesterday that Jimmy doesn't even communicate with anybody from the team, the coaches. But yet Kyle is always in communication with Trey.
Yeah.
Him and Trey are like tight and giving him updates, and nobody even knows what Jimmy does in the offseason. It's weird.
You never see no clips. You never see You never see him working with people.
Never, man.
Never.
He comes into camp 15 pounds overweight, and then he's like, oh.
I'm gonna share something with y'all. Be patient with me. Soon as you said that, Troy, I'm like, okay. You're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right.
Why he's up? Did y'all hear that they said that he just went and did the surgery on his own?
No, I didn't hear that.
I heard that, man. That's crazy.
Just went and did the surgery on his own. That it was not talked to the front office about it. He just went and did it. Like,
just to spite us, man. That's why he did it.
His agent Don Yee was behind that, but in the end of the day, he cost Jimmy G probably $10 million off this split.
So Nick Wagner, he reported that head coach Kyle Shanahan said multiple times that they won't get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo just to do it. While he acknowledged there's a scenario in which Garoppolo is on roster in 2022. He reiterated that team will attempt to trade Garoppolo when Shoulder is healthy. So this is what I was saying before, that they're not gonna release him. And I was thinking the same thing when we was talking about this last week. They're gonna trade him for something. What they're gonna get back from for it. I mean, we don't know. We just hope that it does get done because I guess I can speak for everyone on the panel. We don't want him as a backup.
No.
Especially paying that kind of money.
Exactly.
I didn't even.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like
25 million for backup.
right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna remove that. I'm gonna look for what you was mentioning, which is so true. Because when I seen it, I was like, wow. Hope I find it. Got things in order. Let me see. Okay, it's coming up. So David Lombardi, he also reported that Shanahan isn't on social media, but this comment, Kyle said Trey isn't an insecure guy. I think the situation makes sense to him in regards of Jimmy G still being on a roster. It also said what David says implies that the young quarterback understands the dynamics of what's at play quarterback wise much more than the shouting match of Twitter. I guess he's talking about the Facebook, which is good for the 49ers. You know, so listen, what and the piggyback of what Troy was saying, yes, I concur. Based on what Kyle Shanahan was saying, Kyle Shanahan has a more relationship with Trey since this offseason than Jimmy G. So, being that they have that relationship, he knows that Trey is aware of this whole situation to the point it doesn't bother him. So, I mean, it's we're going through a business procedure and a process that we got to be patient with. You follow? So being that it's unfortunate that um this shoulder surgery took place while we in the process of trying to trade him. You know, it was a little monkey wrench that was thrown to the point, you know, we're gonna have to deal with it, you know. So
It seems a little planned by Jimmy too,
it's a
because he was salty
Yeah.
about Trey coming in.
Like
That's
it.
you know,
right.
he's like, I'm gonna get back at you. I'm gonna get that surgery, and you'll have to keep me on the team. And dang,
But
scandalous.
it cost him money though. At the end of the day, it cost him at least $10 million, and
Yeah, man.
he doesn't get to lead the team that wants to get rid of him. So at the end of the day, I just don't see why he would do it. But
This is
Exactly.
this is what you're talking about, Troy. Troy, you want to read this, bro?
Okay, from Nick Wagner. Yeah. One more thing on Cubase from Kyle Shanahan's session this morning on what communication was like with Garoppolo this offseason. We don't do a lot of talking in the offseason. Jimmy's not the most communicating guy. On Lance, Trey is a guy I talk to all the time.
Right.
To be clear, Shanahan said things. You want me to read that one too?
Yeah.
Okay. To be clear, Shanahan said things are good between Niners and Jimmy, but the point here is that the level of communication with each quarterback should tell you a lot about their plans if it wasn't already obvious.
Exactly.
I like that.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Exactly. So, with that said, my humble opinion, they're gonna do their best to trade Jimmy. No doubts about it. I'm pretty sure that they're a full goal with Trey Lance, just like Jess was saying. She believed that Trey Lance is gonna start, and I believe that Trey Lance is gonna start. You know, so and I would definitely vouch for it because they give up so much. Oh wow, my uncle coming up in here. Okay, let me put this. Let me get rid of this. Pardon me, everyone. What's up, Uncle Keith? Uncle, you hear me?
Yeah.
Uncle Keith. Yeah, I can see you. Can you hear us? Can you hear me? Wave your hand like this if you can hear me.
He went out.
Yeah. Wave like this if you can hear me.
Technology.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah. So but yeah, I got lost track of what I was saying earlier. But yeah, I was saying based on Trey Lance, I believe he's gonna start. I'm not really too worried about it. Only thing I was concerned about is when Jed York was saying that he doesn't mind having Jimmy as a backup. When he said that, that one really threw a curveball. I was like, huh? Like, okay, but what about the money that we could use when we trade him to get more players?
To get more players, yes.
Yeah, you know.
We could have re-signed Arden Key with the money that we giving Jimmy G. We could have re-signed Arden Key and we got a depth at offensive line. You know, get an offensive
Fact.
line.
Yep.
Yeah, but they ain't want to pay him $7 million though.
Yeah, no.
They ain't want to pay him $7 million to see if they're gonna work this time. Uncle Keith, what's up, man? You hear us? Wave like this if you can hear me. It's your audio.
So he can hear us, but we okay.
Right.
49er throwback in the house.
It's his audio because he can hear us.
Yeah, but we
Yeah, my
can't
uncle,
hear him.
he lives out there in Florida.
Okay.
Go to your settings. I don't know what he is using though. He might be on the phone.
Yeah, it looks like he's on the phone.
Yeah, he literally on the phone. Probably have to go to his settings.
While we doing that, I think Joe, he had this is they have to still play the game, because if they're even if everybody can see through them and they think that they see through them, at the end of the day, you got to make those other teams feel like we're okay with him staying on this roster. As far as when you go into these talks and trying to get, you still have to play the game. So it's like this problem really only exists to us fans, because all we get is the media.
Exactly.
How the media
That's right.
But the fact is, it's you know what I'm saying, and we kind of hit on last week, Shanahan's doing exactly what he has to with Trey, and that is constantly staying in contact, constantly, because he knows Shanahan's been here long enough that he knows how this stuff goes as far as this media, and he knows what he's already been through, and how every single day that Trey turns on the TV, if he goes to social media, all it's going to be is this Jimmy G war. You know what I'm saying? And so I think he's just playing the game. I think that they're all kind of just playing the game. He's going to get traded. I think that at the end of the day, if he gets healthy and we can't trade him, they will cut him. I don't see in any way, shape, or form him moving forward, even if at the end of the day we get nothing for him. And so they got to talk what they got to talk. They got to still have the value there, and it has to look like we still will keep him on this roster moving forward, even as a backup, for someone to give us anywhere near what they feel like from a compensation standpoint, because they're not going to get what they feel like out of Jimmy G moving forward. But it's like maximizing what you can, in a sense, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Uncle Keith, you can hear us now?
I can hear you loud and clear. Yes.
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
How you doing, all?
Doing well.
Everyone,
well.
This is my Uncle Keith. He's out there in Florida. Uncle Keith, this is the family, man. Thank you for being part of the show, bro. How you doing?
I'm so ready. If I came in on the Jimmy G conversation, I want to add something to it.
Yeah, man.
I think Jimmy G has been one of the most overrated quarterbacks for quite some time, and overplayed his hand this year.
Yeah.
He should have demanded a trade at the end of the season, so there'd be some market value before teams started filling up. Now he's got egg on his face and no place to run to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
So
agree.
what do you get from somebody who cannot be a big play quarterback?
Nothing.
Well,
Right.
you might want to touch that because I was about to tackle that. You know what?
Now
I
be
think he needs
careful
a new
now.
agent.
Would you say
Needs what?
I said I think he needs a new agent.
That part.
That's a
A lawyer
possibility.
first.
That's a possibility. What I think is, I just think that, again, we said it earlier. I mean, it's just an unfortunate situation. They know more behind the scenes what took place with this injury. I heard talks that the surgery could have been done earlier, but it wasn't, and it was done later. You know, like, one thing about someone's intentions, you would never know a person's intentions. However, you just got to go with it. That's what I was saying earlier. This is it's just a simple business procedure that the 49ers have to go through. They know what they got to go through. They know no team is going to trade for a player. Yes, he has a winning record, but they're not going to trade for a player that is going a healing stage from a surgery. You follow?
Thank you.
Especially going into a new offensive system.
Exactly.
They're not gonna.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. The tree system.
Right. And God knows best, they're not going to witness Jimmy G throwing the ball until after OT.
OTAs.
Right. Probably like what, training camp?
Yeah.
And that's actually good for them to not be able to witness that too.
Yes.
Right. So with that said, Uncle Keith, you can still hear us?
I still hear, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, Uncle Keith, they're going to have to wait.
Is he a good backup?
Huh?
Well, I would
Is
say
he a
this.
good backup?
I would say this.
Oh.
If my family see their jizzles, I will say whatever he did in New England, he's gonna do in San Francisco if we keep him as a backup. And whatever that is,
Hold that clipboard.
right? You understand?
Hold
Not the
on a
$20
second.
million.
What he did in New England?
Yeah, that's true.
That was my point. Just like what Jizzle said, nothing. And the issue is who pays that much money for a backup? I mean,
Y'all
it
do,
man.
should be the 49ers, but
I don't
Hopefully
like
it
the way
does.
he smiles. I don't like the way Jimmy G smiles on the sidelines when
yeah.
imagine him as a backup and Trey Lance goes to intercept. You see him over there smiling because then the cameras are on. He's all handsome and stuff. Oh man,
Lots of smiling.
It'd be
We
like
can't
Chris
have
Rock
that.
security.
Right, right.
Exactly.
You know, I had to get one in there, right? I had to get one in.
That's right. Had to.
Absolutely.
But Mark, let me say this.
What's up, bro?
We talking about potentially him being a backup, which we don't want him to be the backup. They gave Nate Sudfeld $2 million to really be the backup. But
That's right.
let's just hypothetically say he's on the roster and he's the backup. He's not gonna want to be the backup.
Yeah, no.
We know he wants to be the starter, right? And I'm saying this from the standpoint of, okay, when you was in New England, you was backing up the GOAT. In your mind, you've been a starter of the team for 5 years. Why would you want to be the backup to, Trey Lance, who haven't played but maybe 1-2 games, and in your mind, you figure you can be the starter for the team because the team gonna rally around you. So if you're looking at it from that dynamic, that's not gonna fly either. You know what I mean? So they gotta trade him and get him. He got to go. That just he gotta go. It's just time for him to go. Yeah, it just you gotta go because we know Trey Lance need reps. We know he need to be in with the starters, the offensive line, the running backs, the receivers.
And he's gonna get them.
Yeah.
But we don't want it to come to the point to where if Jimmy get healthy and pass the physical and y'all haven't found a trade partner, y'all not gonna release him, then he right over his shoulder. So
Yeah.
like y'all just said, if he throw a pick in the game, Jimmy on the sideline smiling in his mind saying,
Smiling,
okay,
yeah.
he gonna keep. I'm gonna get my chance because eventually Shanahan got to win games, and if he keep dropping the ball, so to speak, I'm gonna get my shot. We don't need that. Y'all got to roll with Trey from jump. So
That's right.
go ahead and trade Jimmy for what you can get for him. Now, if y'all would have played y'all cards right, and I agree with your Uncle Keith, he should have demanded a trade to get to a team where he could have had the chance to compete for the job, to be the starter, and they could have probably got a nice draft pick for him. So his
Right.
agent, who is Tom Brady's agent, is trying to deal with teams the same way that he would do it for Tom Brady. But Jimmy, you ain't Tom Brady, dude. So I mean,
Right.
your agent kind of dropped the ball there too. You know what I mean?
He had-
So
He has a better chance in New England than he does anyplace else because he knows that system and he played well in it.
Right.
yeah,
they
but
got a
they're not
rookie
gonna let
quarterback.
Mac Jones. But but Mac Jones improved his work on some level.
Yeah, he has.
So they're not
Roll
gonna
Tide.
bring Jimmy in with Mac Jones having played a full season and
Yeah.
all of that kind of
Yeah,
thing. So
they should have traded Jimmy last year.
I'm telling
Just,
you,
I agree.
and just let Trey.
I agree.
the longer you keep
Yeah.
him, the more his value goes down. Like that's how it looks like. It's like a depreciating asset, just
Yeah.
like you don't go too
And now
high.
Trey's a year behind.
Exactly.
You know,
So,
all those other rookies played all year, and he's the rookie, and now he's already a year behind everybody else. And I feel bad for Trey because he should have.
But
I honestly believe that even
Phil,
if he okay.
no, my bad, bro. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was just saying. I can honestly believe even if it wasn't for the shoulder surgery, I don't think the market would be that hot for Jimmy G. I mean, people would rather have a Carson Wentz, a more dynamic guy, Mariota. I mean, everybody that went over him probably still would go over him because it's like you got to play a perfect game for Jimmy G to matter.
Because the league knows Jimmy. They know how he plays. They see what he, you know.
Troy.
They watch
That's
the film. They watch the film. He doesn't have a lot of good film.
And what does the film does? The film don't lie.
Film don't lie.
Sure don't lie. It don't.
But let me say this to you, Troy. This is my humble opinion, and I think there's some truth behind it. I think they kept Jimmy to run it back with the players that we had back in 2019.
19, okay.
I think the goal was to bring it back, being that it wasn't a successful season in 2020.
So close.
They wanted to. I think they wanted to bring it back one more time.
Okay.
And I understand. Yes.
Yeah.
He wins games, but I think they wanted to bring it back one more time. And you know what? I ain't gonna lie, and I'm not gonna be selfish. I'm glad that they did. Reason why? Because now we see that he's not it.
Nope, he can't run it back. Right?
I'm saying it respectfully. He's not it.
Nope.
Because we witnessed that Jimmy does bonehead things at the wrong situations,
right?
Especially when we're winning. So being that they ran it back, I'm glad that they did, especially for the the Jimmy lovers and stuff like that. I'm glad they ran it back so they can witness it, and sometimes they will see it but still overlook it.
Yeah,
the obsession of he's a winner.
Yeah,
or
it's a locker room. We got to keep it in mind that that's a locker room. You know what I'm saying? You got a bunch of millionaires, star-studded athletes, you know what I'm saying, that may not have been cool with that year, like you said, just being hey, we're going to bring this new dude. When you have a Super Bowl roster, when you have a team that's capable of playing in the Super Bowl, I don't feel like they could have handled it any other way. I think us as fans may not like it, but at the end of the day, running a business, it's like they made the best decision possible because Trey's not ready. You have people that you're trying to re-sign. You have people like Bosa coming back. You had Trent Williams that you're trying to re-sign, who was very big on Jim. Trent Williams is very, very big on Jimmy. He talks about him every single time in that way. And so I think that's some of it we got to keep in mind is that it's more than just how we could perceive it when you're talking about $1 million athletes that you're trying to keep on this team. You're trying to keep happy, dudes that have signed contracts, and where they're at. If we would have been not a team that could go to the playoffs, and I think Jimmy's biggest problem is that Shanahan's system is not a good fit for him.
I agree.
Do in Shanahan's system is not what his skill set is. I think we overplayed after the injury because he was mobile. In those 5 games, he showed mobility before he hit that knee injury. And so that's, I feel like, where things change for Jimmy and for Kyle in that situation.
I still think there's a limit to the offense, though. Like when Jimmy's under center, regardless of whether he's mobile or, I just think Kyle can't do, what he wants to do. I mean, at the end of the day, even though the Steelers signed Mitchell Trubisky and Atlanta has Marcus Mariota, I think he goes to either one of those places.
And it's a much better fit, hands down. Absolutely. I definitely agree.
And
he's more than capable.
We said last Wednesday, when Kyle Shanahan was offensive coordinator with the Falcons, you don't see no resemblance of his play calling back then when he had Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
To now, you don't see.
There's no.
I'm talking about down the field.
Yeah.
Now, peep game. They say that Jimmy G can throw down the field.
I don't think so.
Even some of the players, I know, I agree. Even some of the players say that he could throw it down the field. But my thing is this: okay, if he could do it, why is he not encouraged to do it? And then you know what we hear? Or Kyle's holding him back. I'm about tired of hearing that. That's just me. I'm always with my coach.
Where he throws the deep ball in practice, but that's when no one's in his face.
Right.
No pressure, right?
Jimmy G, if you look at the tape.
I honestly believe he's had the shoulder thing for a long time.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you throw downfield from your feet, though, fellas.
I honestly believe that Jimmy G's had the shoulder thing for a long time, like over a season point in time. Because it's been, if you because I've actually seen him try deep passes down the field, but they kind of like lame ducks. They just sail on them. So it's like
you remember
it looks like a velocity thing, like it's a shoulder thing, and it seems like he probably had this injury. Maybe didn't really know that it was all the way. He never had a MRI on it, and never knew that was the thing.
The Bears game where he ran it in for that touchdown, where he ran head first in for that touchdown and took shoulder contact. He was iffy. He immediately went on the injury report that week.
Good point.
And then it kind of went away.
I remember that.
At week 17, 18, the word on the street is like he had to have shoulder surgery. Like that was everyone was saying that he had to have shoulder surgery, and then it kind of went away when that thumb.
Then
this year,
I never heard him say surgery though. I never heard him say that he needed shoulder surgery.
Not me either.
I know about the finger. The finger, I know they said that.
Yeah, they made a bigger deal about his thumb than they did his shoulder. When I heard that he was having the surgery, I was kind of,
Exactly. Yo, anything is possible. Sometimes these players, and I think we said this couple of shows ago, like these players, they will play hurt, not injured, but they will play hurt.
Right.
But the thing is, with Jimmy's situation, it kind of like unfortunate, and you be like, yo, well, when did this happen? You follow? And I always wonder, being that Prez brought that up, I wonder, I don't want to say conspiracy, but I wonder, like, was this developed and then won again? What they said that happened within that Dallas Cowboy game with the shoulder, right?
The Bears.
Yeah, so.
Oh.
Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys.
Technically, it was the Cowboys, right?
It was the Bears in the regular season.
It got worse in the Bears game.
Yeah, exactly. And then
it actually exasperated because he had shoulder to helmet contact on that shoulder in the Bears game.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
He took
but let me add something else to this though. The number one reason Garoppolo is not a great downfield thrower is his base is not set. He has happy feet. Always has his entire career. And all the great long ball throwers in this league have flat bases, and they also have a good offensive line. And as good as the offensive line was in New England when Garoppolo was there, was the only reason he was able to get downfield. He was safe in the pocket.
Yeah.
He can be mobile, but he is not a mobile quarterback, and he has happy feet.
Statue feet.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if the arm, finger, it could be his nose. He ain't got the right toes.
That's right.
Exactly.
And you
Exactly.
know what? They was also saying the size of his hands, that his hands is too small.
No. Mahomes kills that.
Well, good point there too. Good point.
It's your feet. You throw from your feet up.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
If you don't have a strong base, it don't matter how big your hands are, how strong your shoulder is. You're not gonna get the ball downfield.
Yeah, no, it's
Low feet don't eat.
He's totally right.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you frustrate your offensive line too because they get it's not knocked out of them. You can't get the ball 60 yards down the field.
That's true. But I'm telling you, when Jay York has said what he said in regards to he doesn't mind having Jimmy G as a backup, that really like, and I don't know about
smoke.
That really
smoke.
Totally.
Smoke.
That's what I'm thinking.
Totally.
Who wants to Prince in the throne room with a knife behind the king?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Love that.
Nobody.
That's good.
Absolutely
That's
nobody.
good.
That's saying somebody come take something I want because I really don't want it.
Yeah, good point.
Nah, don't buy that.
I know
that's hype. That's like Putin saying he pulling out. Putin didn't pull out. He pulled up.
Yeah. Wow.
See, I'm semi-retired. I watch too much news. Y'all got to forgive me.
It's all good. It's all good.
Listen, man, we appreciate your availability, man.
Yep.
I love this. I absolutely love this.
I know you do, man, because just to bring up speed, guys, during the what was it, Uncle Keith? You had called me.
NFC Championship? I mean, was it a championship game? No. What game was that? I forget.
I think it was no. You called me in regards to the Buccaneers and the Rams.
Oh yeah.
And you wanted the Buccaneers.
I'm saying.
Yeah, you wanted the Buccaneers to beat the Rams. It was the Rams, right? The Buccaneers.
I did too.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And
I was sick after that.
Because my uncle was out there in Florida, and I was telling him I wanted the Buccaneers, being that the Buccaneers was coming back, I wanted the Buccaneers to beat the Rams so I can fly out there to Florida, and
watch the game with us. Yeah.
Right. Because we
was going to be there.
Right. Exactly. We had the 49ers would have to travel to Tampa Bay to play the Buccaneers, but unfortunately,
we would have won too.
Yeah. Yo, could you imagine that matchup between Jimmy G and Tom Brady?
That's what everybody wanted to see.
Yo,
that was the matchup.
That would have been sick.
Exactly. And
we'd have been talking trash all the way down there and all the way back.
Exactly.
So, being that we know what transpired based on what they presented to us as far as what their intentions of doing and what they can do as far as if they can't find a destination for Jimmy. Who do you see as Trey's backup besides Suffield if they trade Jimmy G? Who would you want as a backup for Trey Lance? Jess?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Cam Newton available?
Yo. Hold up. Jess, before you said it. Guys, that's my uncle.
That's
I ain't teach him. I ain't tell him to say that. Hey,
I know where you was going with this.
Yo,
you got to have somebody that mirrors Trey Lance's abilities and has more experience. He's the perfect fit.
And a veteran.
Yep. And a veteran. All he needs is a haircut.
There you go.
That's good. Oh, that's good.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
Hey, Jizzle,
Hey,
I've
come
been
on,
saying
TV.
that for
TV,
weeks.
you
Yeah,
could tee that up. You could tee that up and do better.
that was perfect. That
Like, no, because Uncle Keith, we were saying collectively, we were saying Cam Newton,
Mhm.
Fitzpatrick, and we were
I
saying
would have
Yeah.
liked Tyrod Taylor if he was still available.
right,
I would
right,
too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a better fit
right. Jizzle
Exactly.
was saying Tyrod Taylor, exactly. Jess,
because Tyrod is coachable.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if Cam is.
And he was with
Yeah,
Anthony Lynn.
no.
Anthony Lynn and him were at the Chargers together. I mean the Bills together.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Yeah.
they have a history. That's correct.
But you know what? Being that you said that, Uncle Keith, regarding Cam Newton, I understand. However,
Mhm.
if they was to bring him in for an interview, Kyle and John, they ain't having that. Like, you
It ain't
understand?
gonna be Cam though.
Yeah, I agree.
Huh?
I agree.
Well, would you say
Part of
Warrior?
part of Cam's
Oh
mystique
no.
is
Oh,
his swag, and he's not giving it up for anybody. I mean, he's like what was the guy that shit with the bad afro?
oh,
That Neil Kaepernick.
oh,
Kaepernick.
Oh,
You know, Cam is a brand,
Yeah, he is.
and you get the brand with Cam if you sign.
Yeah.
Makes him extremely uncoachable if you bring him to train the quarterback.
Yeah,
I don't think no team is gonna pick him up.
it's not
I
gonna
Nah,
don't think no team is gonna pick him up. You know,
it's not gonna be
not,
Cam.
not going.
It's not gonna be
RG3.
Kyle.
I don't know if we can get RG3 to come, do 1 year with us because he's
No,
playing in the
no,
Kyle Shanahan system
no,
already.
no,
I remember you
no.
said that, Chisel. I was saying, nah, bro. He making he making that TV money, man. Nah.
Exactly.
If you on TV, you ain't getting hit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's what they said about Brian Greasy. He was making that TV money too. He got snatched out that booth.
Yeah.
But he ain't playing no more, so you ain't got to worry about him trying to play. He's been out for a long time, so yeah.
Well,
So,
I would
you know,
I'd much rather have a veteran like Cam kind of guiding Trey more than Jimmy would, because Jimmy, he's not a good person to learn from, in my opinion.
Right.
And-
And we said,
I mean, you know,
On the field,
But is Cam though really?
yeah, that's what I feel like. I don't want.
You know, I feel
Yeah, it
Yeah.
ain't gonna be
just
Cam,
kind of
y'all.
like
It's not
made
gonna be
myself
Cam.
lie.
I like Cam's skills more than Jimmy, though.
Well, right, but as being a leader for a
Yeah.
young quarterback,
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Cam is all about Cam. That's true.
You know what?
Cam loves Cam.
Kyle was talking up Sudfeld, so it's gonna
Yeah,
be
he was.
Sudfeld.
He
Yeah,
was.
he was talking him up in the press conference that they
It'll
had.
be him.
Honestly,
I agree.
So it's gonna be Sudfeld. So let's just pray. Let's just hope and pray Trey don't get hurt. That's
Yeah.
all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Let's just hope he don't get hurt out there, because you might be talking Sudfeld up, but I ain't never seen him do nothing on the field that was worthy of like me and anything
if
that
they
was
get
gonna
into that
like help a
situation-
team win.
But if they get in that situation, they can bring Cam back then.
Yeah.
They get hurt.
Yeah, you might be right. They might have to bring him in at that point. You might be right.
I think we draft another quarterback in the later.
I'll-
years.
Prez.
I think that's really where
That's good. That's good, bro.
Yeah.
somebody that's going to be in between what Sudfeld's not. You're going to get a more athletic. I wouldn't even, to be honest, if it was a black quarterback. You know what I'm saying? That they come in and they try to mold for a couple of years, because, like we talked about last year, if Trey gets hurt, it doesn't matter. Cam is not somebody I want leading my team. And when it comes down to Shanahan's offense, Cam's not about to be accurate in the short intermediate passes. That's not. And so it's like, that's what we have to realize. Like, after watching it with Jimmy, somebody that struggles with accuracy in that short immediate pass game, there's no reason, in my opinion, to bring anybody in that you have to question that. And all the good backups are locked up, and then there's really just nothing there. So it's like that's why I think Jizzle said last week, I'm just ride with Sudfeld. Hopefully it doesn't get to that point. Draft another quarterback, and you want him to take over Sudfeld's place. You know what I'm saying?
Who would you draft?
Now that's where I got to get into it, man. Because I like honestly, I ain't even looked at it because it's like I
Look
think.
at Georgia's starting quarterback.
What'd you say?
Georgia's starting quarterback.
Right.
Last year.
What round you think he would go in? What's too early if we had to draft up a backup quarterback? What's
Late in the second?
So you would do
Late
it
in the second round. I don't think you're going to have a quarterback on the first round at all this year.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to go in the first round. They're going to have the one quarterback from Pittsburgh.
Malik Willis is going to go top.
Yeah, they're saying at the end of the first, beginning of the second. Who?
I think Detroit's going to take a quarterback in the first round.
Detroit needs to play Canadian football.
Well, that sounds about right for Detroit. So,
I'd be real surprised. We'll find out if Carolina wants Jimmy. If we just have to wait it out, because they'll draft a quarterback early if they don't want Jimmy, because they got pick 6. So I think Carolina's one of the teams to watch to figure out where it's going to go. And I also think
I agree.
I think there's something else with Houston. I think there's something else there. It's like Sam Mills came at the end of the season, but it's like, is that really who they're going to continue to go with? So I think there's a couple of teams, you know what I'm saying, that there's a chance. And so the draft's going to be real important out from us watching this Jimmy watch. What is a logistic possibility moving forward as far as who we can trade him to if there is a viable team?
How fun would it be if we sent Jimmy to Seattle?
That's why they won't release him.
Not about that.
I'm all for it.
I'm cool with that. That's 2 wins. Wow. That's 2 wins every, no matter what. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's 2 Fred Warner kicks every time we play him. So
in fact, that's right.
Seattle's got a lot of trades, though. I mean, a lot of picks. You can get from Garoppolo.
I think they're going after Malik. I think they're going after Malik Willis. I think that's who he's kind of locked in on, Pete Carroll, if he can make it happen right up in.
Yeah, he won't get past Seattle, but there's no way.
Not at all.
I'd like to see Baker Mayfield in Seattle.
I was just thinking about that.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Wow. I was just thinking about that because he's going to be on he's on a trading block, so he's going to have to get sent somewhere. So Seattle is a possibility there.
Nick Bosa running after him twice a year.
Yes, please.
You know why that'd be a good thing is because both are like sacking Baker Mayfield. Remember when he did that swinging with the flag? Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, Bosa will be coming.
I think that's like one of my top 3 celebrations within the
no doubt.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, because Armstead, I love when he go like this to his stomach.
Oh yeah.
Doing too.
And
if we go old school, Martin Hanks is always classic.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say all time.
Well, I was talking about the defensive line though.
Okay.
Defensive line, and definitely Bosa with that one. I'm just trying to think of somebody else. I'm trying to remember.
Say hi.
Yeah, Bosa would love it. Bosa would love it.
Yeah. He probably get maybe about 2 or 3 sacks a game. Going to get
man, we got to get this edge rusher, man. We got to get this edge rusher on the opposite.
Oh yeah, big time.
I agree.
Huge.
I like Boye Mate from Minnesota. If we can get him to fall around he's been projected most of the time around our 61st pick, but now he's moving up lately, so probably won't get him. But I say let's try to package. Maybe move up and get a guy.
Yep.
Instead of moving down all the time, start moving up since we gave up some picks,
We got 9 picks, man. Move up.
That's their forte. You know we're going to move up.
How many picks you think we should give up to move up? At least like 2, right?
I don't think they're going to give up a lot.
We got the all those compensation picks from compensatory picks for the coaches leaving and stuff coming up, so you could trade those. You know what I mean? Technically.
And we
I
got
think we actually get another one because Arden Key signed with the Jaguars. So I think we get another.
Right.
So we got 10 now, right?
Yeah.
10 picks.
Yep.
I read that. Yeah, I read that.
Bundle some up, move on up.
well, and we got players. I mean, you got players that could be assets in draft day trades as well. We got players on this defensive line that would be sought after. You know what I'm saying? That for the right price, the right pick. We know we have linebackers. You have Drake Greenlaw. You have different areas where we have players and picks that can be thrown in and to make it work. And we got a bunch of compensatory picks coming next year on top of whoever is going to leave this coaching staff that we don't even know of yet moving in next year. So they're definitely going to trade up. It's what they do. It's just like we just got to get that bona fide. You got to get that. And because you got to get it. You got to get it because then it's there. Because Armstead is playing out of his mind. If we get Kinlaw in any facet playing next to Armstead with both on one side, the other side, with what I consider 2 lockdown corners, because to me, E-Man's been a lockdown corner, and we're gonna see what Ward can do.
That's right.
So let me ask P Warrior this. P Warrior, my brother, who would you want to start as strong safety that's already on the team? Or do you think we should get a veteran free agent or draft someone for the strong safety?
I think they're gonna draft a safety just to bring in more competition. Now you got you got Jimmy playing the free safety. Now you had Todd playing strong safety, but we know they're not bringing him back. They brought in George Odom to play special teams, but they say they're gonna let him get a run for the position or the competition or whatever. You got Hufanga. You got Tavarius Moore, who when he was healthy was starting to come on, but he got hurt. So I like Moore. I think if he comes back healthy, they might put him there. Because remember, the Super Bowl year, he had an interception and he was coming on.
Yeah.
He played safety in college. They tried to convert him to corner, but they realized that that was a mistake. So they put him back to safety. And he was playing that big safety position when they was going to that 3 safety with Todd and Jimmy and him.
Playing that big dime,
and so I think if he healthy, they're gonna give him a crack at it.
Yeah.
And if he, can come back from the injury that he had and show him something, then he might get a crack at it. So, I mean, you got players there that they like. I think they like Hufanga. He showed that he could play the special teams. He could play the deep position. He could play near the line of scrimmage. You have Tavarius Moore. I think they'll draft a safety just to, cover themselves as well. So, I think
for depth, right?
For depth. And then I always look at it as, okay, if you drafting these players, if you draft somebody and they better than what you already got on the roster, then play them. You know what I mean? If you draft, let's say they draft a safety in whatever round they draft them in.
Right.
And the safety come in and they're making plays, and you better than Hufanga, who we like, and if you better than Tavarius Moore, who been on the team but was hurt and who was showing promise, then you play the player that's making plays. And so if it's a rookie, then why not play him? So
I think this year's combine and draft, the word on the free safeties, the safeties coming out of the college ranks is they were better qualified and better quality than the receivers coming out. You had safeties outrunning receivers in the combine. So drafting the safety is a good bet for Frisco because you could get your depth there. If you get a shutdown safety or quarterback of the defense, which is what your safety is, that comes out of college and has been doing that, you got a gold mine.
That's huge. That's right.
It's huge. I mean, so you don't want to reposition somebody because either you're a safety, free safety, or you ain't.
Right.
So don't move nobody over.
Right.
Find somebody to fill in. And that's a mistake a lot of teams make. They put a square peg in a round hole. Don't do that. It's a mistake.
Well, we got a Hall of Fame safety. We got John Lynch. He knows exactly. Fortunate for us.
Exactly, Prez.
I agree with that.
I'm not arguing that, but when you say, move somebody over, that's my challenge. Find somebody to slide in. You got a Hall of Famer to teach them.
Yeah.
That's why I'm sorry, Uncle Key. That's why I want to say this real quick. That's why I would say Hufanga. Because John Lynch really loves Hufanga. And I know he's not as fast as Moore. However, I'm just going by what Hufanga has shown us during that Dallas Cowboys game. Hufanga did his thing at safety spot.
Well, hold on a second,
Yeah.
Stevie.
What's
What
up?
was John Lynch known for? Speed or position?
Position.
There you go. Now he can make Mofongo a position free
Exactly.
safety,
That's all.
which is exactly what you need, provided he has speed around him. So if you're not going to get a free safety, you got to get some fast ass corners.
Yeah. Right.
Because if your free safety is going to be positional directing your defense, then he has to be positional. But if you want a superstar, he's got to have some speed.
Right.
So you can be a superstar either way, position or speed, but you got to be one or the other.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what? It's funny.
There are very few that have been both though.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny that you said that, Uncle
Right.
Keith? Like Tart. He's fast.
Okay.
He's like one of the fastest players that we had on the team. And I was so disappointed in him, not only just because of that drop interception, it's just that he be late on coverage. And I'm like, yo.
That's because he doesn't have the football acumen to back up the discipline necessary to use that speed properly. Again, speed without position and control is useless. Quarterback can exploit that.
Exactly.
The halfback coming out of the backfield can exploit that, pull him out of position, and you got lanes all down the field. You don't want a wild gun out there.
Right.
All the speed in the world uncontrolled is useless.
Right.
Right, especially against a good quarterback. Because a good quarterback can control your eyes once they get
Absolutely.
direction.
You jump all over the place and gets nowhere.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it was, I forgot who said it earlier, but yeah, I think we play it out. I think they draft. I like Petrie. He ran a 4.44 today. At his thing. It's like, but Petrie would have to be that second round pick, and I don't think that there's no more of a need than I think than the edge rusher position. So I don't think that we get Petrie. I think it has to be, and then we have offensive lineman issues. So it's like this may not be the year that we satisfy the safety position, because honestly, with the line that we have, if you're able to get an edge rusher, bringing in Ward, it's like you're going to have deficits somewhere. You can't have somebody going to be. But with that being said, we have Hufanga. We have people that have been in this system that have played. So it's not like we're throwing somebody that's not. And then you have Odom, who we don't know what's going to turn into. So it's like we may be set at that position this year, and that may be the weak link going into it. But at least it's not. At least it's not the corners like it was going into training camp. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
how's Odom's speed? I don't know Odom that well. What's his speed like?
I didn't hear that he was a burner, but I will say that those
position.
His team that spoke very highly of him, and he
was an all-pro special teamer gunner for 3 years in a row, so he has to be pretty fast.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, I think that, like y'all said, I think there's a good mix with the safety. Just right now, even if we don't draft anybody, I think that they have that they can figure it out. Moving, I mean, especially with D'Amico, he's going to figure it out with those three, and then address the other spots. And so it'll be interesting. But it's like, I'm just so glad that cornerback's not an issue. Like that's what I'm worried about.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
George Odom runs a 4.4.
Well, that's fast enough.
That's a burner. That's a burner.
Runs a 4.4. That's fast enough.
What was his injury?
Huh?
What was his injury?
He didn't have injury.
Yeah, no,
he haven't missed any games, I don't think.
Good.
Yeah. No, we just picked him up.
That's another plus.
Darius Leonard, all-pro linebacker from same team. The coach said he just left. He tweeted out that he was very disappointed that they let him go. He said how he's like
that's a good
Pro Bowl, special teams player, and I guess that's just the emphasis of the offseason was tightening up that special team. So,
gotcha. It was a good move. Good move.
Yeah, no, I think we have a great signing. I think they've done fantastic, man, with the signings, with the limitations, with that 25-26 million. I think we've done a great job in filling out this roster before we get into what we do best, and that's build through the draft. And I think they've done really well in a lot of facets.
I think the part that bothers me is that most people think that we should sign everybody and anybody.
No.
Thank
no.
you.
You know,
Thank
as
you.
if we're in rebuilding mode and where like
Right.
nobody seems to understand. Like we actually boosted our special teams.
Thank you. Thank you, Jen.
And because that's obviously an area of need, and nobody seems to understand that. And going back to the defensive line, Garoppolo for Brian Burns of the Panthers. Who
Thank
says
you.
no?
Ooh, great call.
Oh, we
Great
always
Yeah.
said
call.
about
Yeah,
Jimmy.
I agree with
We
you,
were
Jess,
on
on
that.
that. But Brian Burns would be
Never
nice on
happened,
that
though.
side.
Yeah, but is he
Yeah,
gonna,
wow.
is he
That
gonna
would be
cost a
nice.
lot though?
No, he's
Never going to happen, but
Wow.
it's a good
I'm not
idea.
sure.
That never do that.
Exactly.
Never.
It'll
That's
probably
right.
never happen, but hey.
And Bob never gonna get
Right.
it.
he's
Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know what? Listen,
Hey, Mark,
Yo, what up, bro?
you know where Burns came from.
Yeah, Florida
Florida
State.
State
There you go, baby.
all day.
Who knows,
Yeah.
man? You know,
You know.
You down here in Florida, Tony? Troy?
No, I'm in
Florida?
Wyoming, but I'm diehard Seminole.
smart
I
guy.
ain't mad at you.
All right, man.
Smart guy. Hey, yo, Prez, just to let you know, Terrarius Moore is 40-yard dash is a 4.3.
4-3. Yeah.
yo, the
But
man's
after turning Achilles, though, I wonder
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge.
how much
right.
how much will he bring back with that speed?
But again, that goes back to what we were saying earlier. Long as his coverage is right, his timing is right, that's what it's all about.
He's big too. I think he's like 6'2" or 6'3" with a long wingspan, so he's going to be able to make up for
Yeah, that makes up.
length.
6'2".
Yeah. I'm very high. I'm very high on Tavarius Moore, but Jizzle brings up it's going to be. I mean, he's got to come back from this injury because he was not able. But he also missed the entire year last year too.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see. It'll take him a little bit, but I'm super high on Tavarius.
But the beauty of that
He tore his 3 months before Cam Akers tore his, and Cam Akers came back for the playoffs. So,
but everybody healed different.
yeah,
Everybody healed different. You know, I feel you, and you know how you highly have high expectation for a player, but when you heal different, you gotta be patient with that player. It happens, man. It does. You know. But,
I feel it though because I don't trust our training staff really. So I could feel the player taking his precautions. You know,
it's better now, not like it was years ago. Before, remember they had
Bosa just decided not to get his rehab and his ACL recovery through them, and it worked out for the best.
I agree. That was probably a reference, a family reference. I mean, it happened. I mean, we don't know, but I'll tell you one thing. I think our training staff is better now than what it was before we started winning games. Because it was okay, Uncle Keith.
I agree that Bosa going outside is an indictment. You got a franchise player, and you're letting somebody else control his destiny. I'm not buying that.
Listen, let me tell you, we gotta
I'm just being frank.
We gotta give Samson his props though. Listen, he did good this past season. What he had? We had like 5.5 sacks. They become yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Right, I'm just saying on the other side, I would say of Bosa, I think he's going to do good, guys. I really do. I mean, just playing his first season with us, I think he's going to do good.
Let me make this point. Now you got to realize that when he was with the Rams, he was a stand-up player, so he had to make the adjustment of putting his hand down in the dirt.
Yes.
So it took him maybe half the year to get adjusted to that. But once he got adjusted, you saw how he came on toward the end.
Yes.
So now if you see him going into an all season now, okay, I'm in this position. I've been in this position for a year. I ended off the season, and in the playoffs, I was, on a roll. It should only build his confidence going forward, and we should see more production from him because they obviously brought him in because they knew he wasn't hurt. He played, didn't have the injury history, and they could see that Kuseric was going to get the best out of him. So we should see him take another step forward now because you didn't play the full season with your hand in the dirt. You were standing up with the Rams, but we asked you to put your hand down.
Yeah.
So they made the adjustment now. So we should see you step forward because we need somebody on the other side of Nick because we know Nick gonna get the double teams.
Right.
So we need
Absolutely.
somebody to come on the other side to put the heat so that you can start shipping the line that way, and then that's gonna free Nick up because Nick one-on-one is killing offensive tackles.
Exactly.
But
And
we
Nick
know he
helped him
always
out
gonna get the
also.
double team.
When he's not
Nick
being
helped
held.
Nick.
When he's not being
Exactly.
clotheslined, yeah.
Exactly, you know.
But remember what Nick Bosa did with this kid, though. He helped him realize that after the first 2 steps, it's just the same as if he were standing up. You
Yeah.
just get the first
Exactly.
2 steps off that
Yes.
line. And he's got a full
Mhm.
season of getting those first 2 steps. That's going to be a killer combination.
Oh, yes.
Exactly.
Right.
That guy is
I agree with
strong on
that
that
on.
side.
Because
Right.
Omenihu is going to be good too. I think.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing with both Omenihu and Ebukam, which I feel like is even more reason that we need to trade up and get the best available speed rusher that we can that fits ours, is because both of those dudes are probably gone. Because what we're going to see, and we've already started to see it, is that those players aren't going to stay here because they're going to perform well here and they're going to go somewhere else and they're going to give them more money. It's very important to get that piece now in this draft when we have so few of real issues and holes. We have to put somebody that is going to be on a rookie contract for the next 4 years.
I agree with that,
On the
Fred.
opposite side of Bosa, who we're about to pay $30 million a year for. It's like, this is the year they need it the most. And I'll be honest, Omenihu and Ebukam was nowhere in the Green Bay game, and they were nowhere in the Rams game. It's like,
That's right.
no, and when we needed it the most, that position underperformed.
Big time.
And
Yes.
so,
I
and
agree.
D4, and we know D4 ain't here no more. It's it. We D4's get cut.
Yeah.
We end up paying
Yeah.
him.
He's gonna get. I think he's gonna get released.
But then
Yeah, he's
Burns is just like Brian Burns is, because that's who we were advocating for last week. But the thing
Right.
is, he's on a 4-year. He's the same year as Bosa, and he's going to be paid a little bit under Bosa. So, and we already paying Armstead $20 million.
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's why when
can't
Jess
afford
said
Burns.
that, I was like, I feel you, Jess, but I think he's gonna cost a lot of money.
yeah, so I would love Brian Burns, but it's a
Yeah,
building.
but to do a 1-year rental, I mean, they do it all the time in baseball. Sometimes you get that 1-year rental to put you over the top to get a Lombardi,
Well,
because that's at the end of the
Like the
day.
Lambs did,
That's
you
what
know?
it's about.
yeah, I mean,
It's about
the
winning
Super Bowl this year was done by mercenaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the Russian army. They got people coming from everywhere to fight.
No, hands down.
Yep.
We can make it a 1-year rental, and that's what we get back in return for Jimmy, as long as we're not giving up stuff, because I don't think that Jimmy's going to be enough. To bring in Brian Burns, you're going to have to give picks. I think you're going to
I
have
know. I was just
Yes.
saying.
Yeah.
No.
Let me give you the best argument for getting rid of Garoppolo. Peace in your own house.
Right.
Somebody undermining your team
Thank you.
is worth giving away.
I agree with that.
That's right.
All right. On the business
You can't
side,
put
you
a
want
price on
something
people's
for them.
mind.
But when it comes to winning and that locker room atmosphere, if you have to give them away, give them away.
100%.
Yes.
Yep.
You cannot afford to keep them with a young quarterback and a team you're trying to put together.
Right.
Can't have a toxic locker room.
Right.
Because, I mean,
Divided
the
locker room.
veterans are already sold on them. Some of them.
Well, some of them, yeah.
And then
And
you
I
have
think
a
they
house
know that.
divided.
I think they have a plan going forward.
I think so too.
You'd
Jess.
have to. I mean, you got a quarterback that's worth something, but you know, you got to get rid of
I
him.
think they playing chess. I think they playing chess. Like I said before, they're showing us a business procedure.
Come get me. I don't want him.
They telling us they're not going to get rid of him for nothing. And I don't blame him. I mean, look how much he's worth. I mean, I'm not saying he's worth that money. I'm just saying, look what he's worth. They're going to try to get something. I don't care whatever it is. They're going to try to get something. And my thing is, hey, get whatever you can get. And remember, guys, I was saying before, even if you got to trade him with another player that's on our roster, do whatever you got to do what's best for the team. That's my humble opinion.
That's right.
I agree.
And draft
I agree.
picks.
Right. So with that
No
said,
matter what, get rid of him.
yeah.
That's what Kyle
Exactly.
said. I think it was
I
yesterday. He said we're going to do, what's best for the Niners.
Right.
Good.
Right. Exactly. So listen, we're over an hour. I want to keep this structure. We'll keep this structure going. Check this out, Uncle Keith.
Uh-huh.
We always do a trivia question on the show. Okay. So
All
I'm
right.
presenting a trivia question for the show. Okay. So before I present the question, I'm going to ask everyone that I love and care about on this panel the question. If you don't have the answer, I'm going to go to the next faithful that's on the panel. Do they know the answer to the question? I don't want nobody spitting out who they think the answer is. Okay, so we
Gotta
just
know the answer.
one on one. But I'm gonna give you two chances to get the answer, and I'm not gonna let you know if you got an answer. I'm just gonna say okay, and then I'm gonna go to the next. So I'm gonna present the question. Okay, I'm gonna read it. All right, y'all ready?
Got it.
All right. This is trivia question time. All right. In 2000, what veteran back set a Niners single game record when he rushed for 201 yards in a win over the Cowboys? I'm going to start with my brother Prez. What you think, bro? I thought about you when I put this out because I said you're the youngest. I remember last time I had one that was an elder date, so I said, you pick something around his time he was born.
2000, man, I would have been a freshman.
I read it again. 2000, what veteran back set a Niners single game record when he rushed for 201 yards in a win over the Cowboys?
Man, I know this is wrong, but so I don't hold everybody. I'm gonna say Garrison Hurst, but I know it's wrong.
Okay, all right. So, all right, next, P. Warren, what you got, bro?
Oh, 2000, man. I'm trying to go back in time. Thanks. Because, wait, I was about to say the wrong answer because, no, he wasn't drafted in 2000.
Okay.
I'm a good man. I don't think it's, oh, man. You got me stumped on this one.
Let me know. Let me know if you want me to pass or what.
You say you get two chances, right?
I'll give you two chances, but normally, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know why this person name coming up. I don't think it's him, but I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna say Charlie Garner. I don't think it's right.
I was gonna say, wow.
Okay.
I'm gonna just say it. Oh,
Yes. What you got, Jess?
You know what? I was gonna say Garrison Hurst too.
Garrison Hurst. Okay. My brother Jizzle, you out there in California, bro? What's up?
He took my guy. That's what I was gonna say, Charlie Garner.
Charlie Garner. Okay.
That's gonna be my guess. I don't know if it's right or not.
Troy, what's up?
Oh, my first thought was Frank Gore.
Frank Gore?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Uncle Keith, what's up, bro?
I was gonna say Frankie G also, but I'm gonna take an outlier because I don't remember if he played for the 49ers or not, but it was the end of his career.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
Yeah.
That's good. Oh, that's good.
If you go guess really wrong.
Right.
I was like, what?
So I'm going to say this. P. Warrior, Jizzle, you're both right.
Yeah.
There you
Charlie
go.
Garner, man. I don't know for whatever reason that he just came in my head at the last minute.
I was waiting for it to get to me so I could say Charlie Garner, man.
Dang,
I guessed that, bro. I guessed that because my first thought was Frank Gore, but I remember he was drafted in 05.
I gotta pay homage to Charlie Garner.
Yes.
Garner.
He was nice, bro. Like he really
nice,
had
bro.
like real moves, like in the backfield where he would just shake you out your drawers, you know?
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Love that picture.
Yeah.
Go back and watch
Look at that cowgirl on his back. Like, dang, what just happened?
Go back and watch some YouTube with some Charlie Garner highlights.
You know that number 54 was, don't you?
Huh?
For the Cowboys, you know that 54 was.
Who was that?
In that Norton's?
No.
I don't think it is.
No, Nora was 51.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
50 something. He's a
10.
Cowboy. I don't like Cowboys no kind of way, no matter what their numbers are.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I guess that, bro. I just took a stab at it because
Man.
when you said 2000, I was like, wait, maybe it's Frank Gore, but I remember he was drafted in 05. I said, no, it ain't. It can't be him.
Oh yeah.
And I know it wasn't Garrison Hurst because he had gotten hurt by that time. And I was about to say the other name that came in my mind that I was about to say was Kevin Barlow, because Kevin Barlow was a running back for him too.
It could have been that.
But,
It could have been.
Yeah, I was almost about to say Kevin Barlow, but I just took a stab on Charlie Garner. I don't know, for whatever reason. I just remember him coming up. So I go.
Was nice to watch.
Chisel and Warrior. There you go.
Amen.
Masters.
You got another one? You got another trivia question?
Oh, you want another one?
Yeah,
well,
why not?
I was going to give I'll give another one because I was going to give two. I was going to do one trivia question per hour, but I'll give another one because I remember Peoria was saying he don't know if he's going to be that long, but I know you were saying about the storm is not as bad, right?
No, it's over. But look, just run this. Let's see if let's just run your trivia question. I'm gonna be on for a couple more minutes, and then I'm gonna.
Yeah, me too. I got to work in the
sign
morning.
Okay.
I gotta get up early. Yeah, I'm early ass.
Okay. I'll give y'all another one. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. All right. The 4th overall pick of the Bengals in 2001. I see you smiling, Jizzle.
That'll put me to sleep.
What defensive lineman earned 5 straight Pro Bowl nods from 2009 through 2013 as a member of the No, you don't. No, you're not going first.
Yeah, I know it too, but I'm not going to say. I know who it is.
So
I'm gonna let somebody else take a stab at it. I know it.
It's a wrap, man. I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
I don't know.
Rez, what's up, bro?
I know it.
See you.
I think Justin Smith.
Okay. P Warrior.
No, I know it. I'm not gonna say it. You could skip over me. I know it.
Okay. Jess?
I'm going Justin Smith.
Okay. Jizzle, what's up?
Yep, they're right. It's the Cowboy, Justin Smith.
Yeah, I agree. Justin Smith.
Okay. Sure.
I got a feeling it's the Cowboy. You know what I mean?
Is that the Cowboy?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, those that said Justin Smith or was thinking Justin Smith is Justin Smith.
Yes.
I knew that was going to be the
Nice.
easy one.
Yeah, that was
going to be the easy one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, mercy.
Love it.
That was good, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's the best free agent signing we got besides Dion, I would say.
Yeah,
that's right.
I agree with that. One of the best ones they ever did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I want to share something with y'all, and it's football related. Bear with me. Starting with you, Uncle Keith. You can only choose one.
Ooh.
One.
I love this.
One.
I love this.
Everybody on this panel can only choose one.
Oh, wow.
Uncle Keith, out of all of these movies up
I
here,
know which one I'm gonna
what
pick.
is your
Ready to
favorite movie out of all these movies and why? What is your favorite movie and why? You can only pick one.
Damn. I had to make that thing bigger so I could see it. Hell, I tell you, mine's probably gonna be an old movie.
I know mine. I got mine.
Oh shit! This ain't. You know what? I'm gonna pick Any Given Sunday.
Any Given Sunday.
And the reason why.
Okay.
It brought a lot of young acting talent out, and there was some real hitting in the damn movie.
Yeah.
I mean, people got stuck.
Yeah.
And you saw the inner workings from both the front office, the politics, good football, more realistic football plays, and not just hype. It was a well-executed movie.
Right. Okay. All right. My brother Prez. What's up, bro? You can only pick one movie and why you pick that movie, bro.
It can't be the one I picked.
No, yeah. Mine's gonna be Remember the Titans.
Okay.
Damn good movie.
Obviously Denzel, man, but the interaction between, and I forget their names, but the two main dudes, the black dude and the white dude, man, I think that was just a terrific portray of a lot of different areas of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great movie.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Troy, what's up, big bro?
What up? What up?
You going to pick one movie and why you pick that movie, man?
I'm a movie freak. You know what I mean? I used to actually watch movies for Dish Network. That used to be my job. So I've seen some movies. So I love movies, and this whole list is amazing. But it's Remember the Titans for me. I can put that on anytime.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm watching it for the first time again.
Right.
And just the way, just Denzel is a whole nother level. Love Denzel.
Yeah.
But another reason I love it is because of it's like true stuff. You know what I mean? Back then, like there was problems with people and you know what I mean? What brought everybody together was football.
Right.
I love that. I love that whole message. I know it's a Disney film and all that, but I love it. It's the best one on here.
Yeah. And just to add what you were saying, that last part, always, this is my humble opinion. Y'all may agree or disagree. I tell you, religion, music, and sports, it brings people together.
That's right.
I agree.
It brings people together. So
That's
I
a
just
fact.
want to say that, being that you had said that. Jizzle, what's up, bro? Representing the West Coast. What's up, man? You only pick one. You only pick one and tell us why.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Any Given Sunday. I agree with your uncle, man. It has an underrated storyline, and it was really exciting just watching Willie Beeman do his thing and everything, and Jamie Foxx. And Jamie Foxx, I don't know if you guys remember this, but Jamie Foxx actually got slapped by LL Cool J, during the making of it. LL wanted that quarterback spot, you know what I mean? So, everybody wants to be the QB, and I like movies that are focused around the QB, so that's my pick.
Yeah, I don't think it was no point intended. I don't think it was a Will Smith smack. I think it was a punch. It was fighting.
It might have been.
Oh no, they was thorough. They had to break them up.
Fighting, Brian. It wasn't no
Nah,
smack.
I mean, he gave him some shoe polish back. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, our first lady of Always Faithful 24/7, Jess. Listen, you're going to pick one and tell us why.
I am going with Rudy.
I knew it.
Okay.
Kind of personal for me. It's Notre Dame, as I was telling Mark earlier. I'm a Niner fan because of my dad, and my dad watching Joe Montana at Notre Dame. And then the rest is history. So I'm going with Rudy.
Listen, that
makes North Dallas 40. I never even heard of that movie.
I think North Dallas 40 and The Replacements don't even belong on this list.
Yeah, put Waterboy in there.
Waterboy. There you go.
One's a comedy.
Don't shoot the
messenger. One is a comedy.
Don't.
The other one stars.
I just put it up.
Hey,
I don't know.
I'm just giving my reason. One's a comedy. The other one stars Keanu Reeves. Ain't that enough to get him off the list?
Exactly. You're right, Uncle. You're right on that one, bro. You're right on that one. You're right on that one, man.
Be Warren, our extended family, bro. We love you and we appreciate your availability, man. Always.
Thank you so much, man.
Bro. Be Warren, you can only pick one and give us one reason. Give us a reason why you picked that movie.
Oh, I know which one. When you put up the list, I already knew which one I was gonna pick. It's Friday Night Lights.
Okay.
Number one, I bought the movie years ago. So I've watched it many times. I like the music, and it's based off a true story. The team in Texas, they had won the state championship multiple times, and they went up against the team from Carlton. This team was way bigger than them, way more physical, way more athletic, but they almost won the game. And I still remember the play call from the movie. When they was driving to get the first down to get the winning touchdown, and that play was I right wiggle 30 for a switchblade.
Yeah.
So just the way that the whole thing ended, and and stuff. And you had Bobby Miles, who was the running back, who was the center of the offense. He got hurt, then they had to go to the the quarterback to to throw the ball and all of that. And then that team was great and didn't even win it. But then the next year they came right back and won it. So
Okay.
that's why I like the movie. So that's my favorite movie out of the ones on this list.
All right, that's what's up.
Awesome.
And if you think about it, if you look at this list, there's 4 true stories, right? Rudy,
Exactly.
Friday Night Lights, Titans
Mhm.
is the true story, and The Blind Side is a true story.
Exactly.
Nobody mentioned The Blind Side.
Right.
Nobody even mentioned The Blind Side. That was a good movie.
That's a true exactly.
Mhm.
It's a true
Yeah,
story.
that's true. It was.
You know?
So we got 4 movies up here. That's a true story. So I'm gonna tell you mine's. It was a tug of war between these two. It was a tug of war between Titans and Any Given Sunday.
Mhm.
I gotta give that leverage to the Titans because the Titans is a true story than Any Given Sunday. I got to give it to the Titans because of Denzel Washington. He's one of my favorite actors, along with Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks and Denzel Washington is like my top 2. I can't put either one above each other. It's like they're tied to me.
Yes.
Even when you watch them in the movie Philadelphia, like these guys,
Oh man.
I call them both Titans at their time. But
Yeah.
but also the piggyback of Big Bro has said in regards to Titans, how the movie is a true story and how at that time it was diversity and segregation and just the beauty of love and I would say being optimistic had brought that team together. You understand?
And discipline.
Right. Exactly.
Yes.
So
And after that, you get your commitment.
yeah.
Them boys had to be because they were playing under the most adverse conditions from both social, economic,
Mhm.
and everything. I mean, they had the world stacked against them,
Right.
They sure
Right.
did.
and
They all had to have
even their sense of fair play was being challenged. I mean, this is a
Yep.
black man coming into a town like that
Yeah.
with that kind of authority,
Right. Right.
small mindedness,
And
right,
and
wrong.
and he didn't know that if he lost one game, if he lost
One game. Yeah.
one
They were
game,
gonna fire
That
him.
was
he
it.
was
Yeah,
fired.
exactly.
So, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like every aspect of the movie. I mean, every aspect. This is just me. Every aspect of that movie, the Titans.
Yep.
I love everything about it. It was well written, well directed, well acted. But
Even the referees were against him. Remember that?
Oh yeah,
Even the
Exactly.
referees were
Right.
against him, man. Like
Exactly.
throwing
Yeah.
flags and it's like, dang, okay.
yeah,
That's how you're gonna do? All right.
Did
'Cause-
did any of y'all like Unnecessary Roughness?
I love that
Oh,
movie.
yeah, for sure. They're
Yep.
crazy.
That's a good one too. Yep.
Pull
There's
out
a
the
movie
gat,
out.
pull out the gat while he's running down the field, like that.
Yeah. That's right.
There's a movie out in college football when Alabama played a school from the West Coast with African American players for the first time. And it's going on cable right now, and that was a tremendous movie. Bear Bryant scheduled them on purpose just so he could try to integrate the SEC.
Mm.
Oh,
And it was a
Hey.
well-made movie about that. I forgot the name of it though. I'm at a loss for it. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Another great one.
And the piggyback off what we just mentioned in regards to the movies that we like and why we like, we have our own personal reasons and which should be respected and also valued. And to piggyback off that, I remember when Javon Kinlaw, I don't know if everybody's seen it, Javon Kinlaw was interviewed by Brad at the San Francisco 49ers podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a very inspiring interview with Brad. And I'm not going to say word for word, but it was very inspiring. If you haven't seen it, I would check it out. But I'm just saying that I just want to say that these players, whether they're on our team or on another team, of course, they're human beings like us. They go through they go through injuries, which is unfortunately. And the reason why I'm saying that, I've been vouching for Javon Kinlaw for a while, even since his injury, even since they made a decision to shut him down to get surgery. And I've been getting respectful pushback and also been getting doubtful pushback that he's a bust. And I have this question in my head that I'm sharing with my faithful huddle. It's like, how can someone be a bust and you haven't seen that person play a whole 17 game season? You understand what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, who are we to say someone's a bust if we haven't seen them perform? And I just be saying to myself, I just think that our wants for a player has to be harnessed to the point that we're going to have to slow our roll based on what's the word I'm looking for? The development of their procedure as far as blossoming to something that we'll never know what they're going to blossom into. So watching his interview, it was very inspiring because he didn't give up on himself.
Facts.
He didn't give up on himself. And the words he was using inspired me. And I'm not an athlete, you follow, but it inspired me to do what I want to do and also do what I may have doubts of doing, So if y'all haven't checked that out with him, I would check it out. But the point of me bringing that up is that Kyle Shanahan was saying yesterday, we'll see if I can pull it up for you. Pardon me, give me a couple of seconds. Let me see.
While you doing it, I'm going to tell you, I'm having so much fun. I should have been off 40 minutes ago, but I'm here.
Exactly, right. Exactly.
This doggone phone is getting hot in my hand.
Right.
I'm holding on. I'm like Chris Rock. I'm stuck to the floor. That's 3 tonight. I'm only allowed 3. I'm only allowed 3 goals. All right, I'm good. All right.
Right.
All right, OG. You know what I'm talking about.
Right, this right here.
20. Okay, you did a dead part off season. Yeah, rehab assignment. That's awesome.
Right, exactly. So
And Kinlaw's been on the BOSA program.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's right.
Hey guys,
Yes.
remember I said that last Wednesday?
You did, man.
I said that Javon Kinlaw is working with Bosa's trainer.
Yep.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is, when Kyle Shanahan says that when he looks out the window, he sees Javon Kinlaw working out every day and says that he's in the best shape he's seen him. Like, that's great.
Awesome.
That's great news.
He's probably gonna be a monster. He's probably gonna be a monster just because everybody doubts that he will be one. At this point,
they're gonna sleep on him.
People end up turning into monsters. You know what I mean?
They're gonna sleep on him. He outworking them all.
I think people can't get away from the fact that once somebody gets injured, they're like, they automatically, they're a bust.
Yeah.
Like it just never fails.
Yeah.
There's so much new technology and injury and rehab, from lights to lasers to everything. I mean, they're putting people back together these days.
That's right.
They are, man. Tell you, man.
Terminator style, you know.
The fact that the fact that Buckner and he was the pick, it's always been set up for him to fail from a fan standpoint.
Buckner,
right. Yeah, he always was going to fight a losing battle. Because I don't know if y'all followed him before, because I follow him on Instagram, and like even before the season started, he got rid of his Instagram. He got rid of it because all of the ridicule fans, just off the Buckner, just simply for him being Buckner. Because like if you look at his play on the field when he is on the field, he's been everything but a bust. So the bust doesn't even come with what he's done when he's been on the field. And so it's just like, I think we have a very, very, very toxic fan base, to be completely honest.
You got a spoiled fan base, very spoiled.
Very.
Yeah. Which is weird because we haven't won a ring in so long. It's like, where does it even come from? There's like this, you can't be spoiled when you've not won a Super Bowl in 25, 26 years. I don't even understand it. Like,
I don't think I don't really believe that it's spoiled. It's just basically I think we're more mad. We've got close so many times in the last couple of years. Got to the Super Bowl, a couple of NFC championships, and I think we're not over that. Like you think you're over it because
Yeah.
you're like okay, but then it goes back to what I'm saying. Like the last Super Bowl I was at, they were like, man, let's they wanted to party after that, and I was in mourning. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? 'Cause
Fact.
I don't know if I want to see or if I'll see another Super Bowl at the end of the day. So
Exactly.
it's just, I think that's where it is with our fan base. We're just kind of like we're lashing out on each other because the person that we're really mad at, we love. You know what I mean? Like, and that's our team.
Right.
That's why I like football so much better than basketball. You can't really stack the deck like you do in basketball and football.
Yeah,
It
you
takes a
can.
whole lot of pieces to collude.
There'll
So I
always be
mean, so
parity. There'll always be parity in football because it's 11 on 11. It takes all those guys and even special teams, as we saw this past season, that to win the
yeah,
Lombardi, take one down. Shit.
absolutely.
But you know
Hey
what?
y'all, I gotta leave. It's been a pleasure. I'll see y'all next Wednesday.
All right,
Uncle
man.
T, thank you so much, man.
Thank
Good.
Pleasure, pleasure.
Night.
Hey man,
Thank you.
Hold it down.
hey OG, you remember that Wolfman Jack voice?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Tony, we got to hook up for Valentine. I mean, for
Wolfman
Halloween. I
Jack.
got a gig for you. I got a gig for you.
I like that, man. Yeah. People always say you got that like Mandalorian voice or Wolfman Jack or whatever. All
Wolfman
right.
Jack, man, you got to master that.
I'm
Okay,
cool with
y'all be
that.
blessed.
I
Good
like that.
night.
All right, man. Love you, Uncle T. Good talk, man.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, bro.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
All right. Cool. Yeah. But
Yeah, I think we're all hardcore fans, right? For this team. We love this team
right.
so much. And then when we do get so close, but yet so far, it sticks with us. You know what I mean? And then we have infighting and we disagree on everything. And man, once you get that ring, though, everybody comes together and it's all love. But yeah,
I
it's
truly
been
believe that
26 years or whatever. So
I think it could be like some fans are delusional or they have no idea what they're talking about.
for sure.
I
It's
mean, like with the Rams winning the Super Bowl, like, now everyone, oh, we should be doing what the Rams were doing. Well, that didn't work for how long? And then all of a sudden it just kind of, you know what I mean?
yeah, that's not how we do. That's not what we do.
I just wanna add real quick. My bad, Press. Yeah, do you think, Press?
No, you're good. I was just gonna go along the lines of that. It's like, so most of my life we have been horrible up until 2010. Like,
Yeah, you the youngster.
it's horrible. No front office, no getting out of
Right.
the Bartolo debt and all that. And so, like, for me, it's like this is the greatest thing. Like, no one wants to lose a Super Bowl, and I don't want to lose an NFC Championship, bro. But it's just like being able every Sunday to be able to sit back and expect my team to win or expect to get to the playoffs in this sport, because it is by far the hardest sport I think to win in. Be for sure, you know what I'm saying? And it's like that's why I just don't understand the fan side and them being so negative about Shanahan and all of these things, because it's like, bro, if you've been a real fan, it's like you don't remember Chip Kelly, you don't remember Tom Sula. Yeah, you don't remember like those days. You don't remember when everybody.
Yeah, Singletary.
Yeah.
All of that.
I remember him, bro.
Chip Kelly,
man.
Bro,
I remember him, dude.
Disgusting. That 2014 offseason was a memorial. In the world. So it's just
Guy was falling literally.
Yeah.
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 You know what? I want to piggyback on this. I think the faithful that experience those golden years in the 80s, like probably a majority of us that's on this panel, and also getting those near winning games in the 90s. I think we have been spoiled. Reason why. This is my reason why. I don't know if you all had watch there's a documentary between the 49ers and the Cowboys. I think
Tale of Two
it's
Cities.
called the Tales of the Cities, the Two Cities.
Yeah, Tale of Two Cities.
Right. Even the Cowboy fans, I mean, the Cowboy players, I think Emmitt Smith, Jerry Jones, they wanted to be like the 49ers. So the point of me saying that is that we had a standard of excellence. We changed the game. We changed the game in the NFL, especially our West Coast offense. So being that we had that standard of excellence and legacy, I can also say, yeah, the Steelers, they had 4 rings, but it took them. They had 4 rings. It took them a while to get 5 rings and 6 rings. So, but back to our 49ers, you know, I think we are spoiled. Those have witnessed those golden years in the 80s and 90s. I ain't gonna lie. When I was in high school in the 90s, oh my God, I wanted those championships during the 90s when we had lost to the Cowboys. Oh my God, man. Especially in 94 when we won it. I was so happy that we won that because I said if the Cowboys win 3 in a row, I'm gonna be pissed.
Sick.
But my point is that I think some of us are spoiled to the point that that's what we expect from the 49ers. We expect, and even they said themselves, they say that they expect for them to win a championship every year. And why wouldn't you? You know,
that's right.
I can't say for the other 31 teams, but why wouldn't you? So I mean, I understand those that are spoiled, but don't be spoiled to the point it leads you to extreme. You follow?
I mean, at certain times, I feel myself being both fans. Like I expect excellence because it's the 49er tradition, but also I know how hard it is to truly win a Super Bowl. Like it takes some kind of divine intervention. It takes some kind of luck, fortitude,
all that.
it takes everything. And then, like, you know what I mean? It's just, you know, and that's why it hurts so much too. On the flip side, losing in the Super Bowl because you just don't know if you'll ever get back or when you'll get back. So that's the part.
Exactly. And then you got teams like Detroit. Okay. I mean, I can't imagine that fan base.
Yeah.
And you got teams like Buffalo, what they've lost, 3 in a row, 4 in a row, whatever Super Bowls. I can't imagine that. Yeah. And then you got Minnesota Vikings. They've never won. I mean, so we are kind of like, our expectations are very high because we got 5 rings. You know what I mean?
Right.
And now there's all these other teams that wish they had our, history and wish they could be like us now.
Right.
In my opinion.
Check this out. Jizzle, I'm about to put you on a good spot, bro.
Okay.
While our brother P Warrior is still here before he, depart from us. Remember that question you asked us last Wednesday?
Which one?
Which like do we watch a championship game that we lost? Do we ever watch it?
Oh yeah, or any games, playoffs, right. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to present the question to the panel, if I may. Between the 2012 Super Bowl and the 2019 Super Bowl, which Super Bowl, in regards to you, hurt you the most that you really wanted? And I'm going to start with Prez.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Prez, I remember what you said last Wednesday, but I want to.
Got to be 2019, bro. It's just because that defense was, but that 2012, I don't know. There's just something about this Shanahan, John Lynch era, man, that I'm very, very fond of, and just more like intertwined in. Maybe because I'm older and I get it, and I've seen the building, and then you saw the downfall of the Harbaugh era. So for me, it's 2019. But I'm telling you, this loss in the NFC Championship game this last year, man, that's definitely like it surpasses 2012, and it's real close for me surpassing that Super Bowl loss, just because it was just like now they're walking. It just seemed like it was all there, especially everything that we went through. So I say 2019.
Okay, cool. Appreciate your honesty, man. P Warrior, my big brother. What's up, bro?
Well, I'm a sign off after I say this.
Okay. I try to get it in there before you leave. I had a feeling he was gonna leave.
Oh, I would say maybe 2012.
Really? Okay.
Because the Super Bowl was in New Orleans, and I was living in New Orleans at the time, in the city at the time. So, and just to know that you that close, they right there in the Superdome. You had the whole, lighting fiasco. They was, Baltimore jumped on them quick.
Yeah.
And they make this furious comeback, and you got 4 downs to, get it in there.
Yeah.
And Kaepernick couldn't make the throw. So I think that one hurt more than 19, even though I didn't watch 19 for a couple months. Yeah. And I really have never really watched 2012. So that's why I'm saying 2012 more than 2019. Because after a couple months, I kind of like wrapping my head around the fact that we had a 10-point lead and we kind of lost it. And I ain't trying to bring that back. I don't like the losing. When you get there, it's just about winning it.
Yeah.
And see, I'm spoiled because I'm a 70s baby. I've been a 49er fan from 84. So all I saw was them win 5. So it's like,
shout out to the 70s babies.
Yeah,
right.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
The 70s,
I saw you win 5.
Yeah.
And all I know is we won 5 and we was undefeated, and we should
5-0.
be 7.
Yeah.
We should be 7-0, right?
Yep.
So it's like,
That's right.
P Warrior.
so
I say that every time, man.
P Warrior, I feel you, P Warrior. You know what's so funny? You said that. So you're gonna make me change what I was gonna think. But let me say this. I wanted that too because you had both parents involved.
It was a horrible Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So to me, why 19 was painful, and I've gone back and I watched it and I could see why they lost. 2012 hurts more because, like I said, I was living in the city at the time, and they were down and they came back and they had the chance to win it, and the way that it ended just was, so. And I never really have gone back to watch that game. I have it in my phone under the classic stuff that I have in my phone. Yeah. But even now, I know all of these years later, I can't really go back and watch that game just because of how it went down. And like I said, I've been spoiled because I've seen 5 victories, and it should be 7-0. We should be the only undefeated Super Bowl team that's there.
Fact.
So, and even with like 2019, while it was hard to digest it, I could after a couple months. And like even for like this championship game, even though they were so close and they really should have beat the Rams, it really didn't like phase me, or I really wasn't like upset and disappointed because maybe I was just realistic in the fact that, man, look what it took to get there. Not saying that, I didn't want them to win. I wanted them to win the game, but, we know that if they, give it to Trey, that we going to have our chances to get to more Super Bowls.
You know what you just said, though, that made me think, though, I think it's maybe not really so much that. It's like we become numb a little bit. Like,
Hell
get so close.
Yeah. I agree with you on that, Jizzle. It's like,
it's not finishing. You kind of get numb in that to where you're like, okay, you're not putting your whole emotions like you used to put all the way in.
Right. Yeah.
All the way in because you're like too emotionally invested, and when it doesn't happen, it hurts.
Yeah. And I'm a piggyback off of what you said, Mark. In the 90s, I was living out there in the 90s. My dad lived in California since the late 70s, so he been out there forever. But I was living out there in the 90s when they was losing to the Cowboys. And man, trust me, I've been a faithful, like I said, since 84.
Oh, yeah.
And in the 90s, really hardcore, all the pictures, rooms and everything set up with all of that. So I was really into it. And so them losses was crushing. You know what I'm saying? So I think I maybe in my older age now, it's like while I don't want them to lose, I can handle it a little better. I don't think if I was like I was back in the 90s, I knew I couldn't handle it. So I think I didn't kind of maybe detach myself enough to be like, I'm not gonna let this crush me like it used to crush me. So I agree with y'all on that. But man, it's just when you got to realize, man, for 2 decades they was the standard for football. That's why I was a fan. You know what I'm saying? It was the standard for football for 2 decades, man.
Thank you.
It's like, and then when you see that excellence just go down the drain and they become the worst team in football, and then you see them come back with Jim Harbaugh, then you see them get that close, and man, 2012 was like, man, we finally gonna get over the mountaintop. We've been trashed for so long. It's like now we gonna finally get there, and then we lose the game, and that crushed me.
Yeah.
And then they go through the Tom Sulas of the world, and they go through Chip Kelly and all of that garbage. They were trash again. It's like, oh god. And then we finally then it's like Kyle Shanahan, because I was see my brother was a Bears fan. I converted my brother. You see what I'm saying? And I was telling him, that's what I'm telling him. He was a Bears fan, and I converted him. And I was telling him, I said, watch what happened when Kyle Shanahan come. We finally gonna win a game. Yeah. So then we get to 19 and we right there. And we lose it. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
It's like this emotional roller coaster. It's like, man, you're up high, then you're down in the dumps. Then it's like, come on, man. So now my expectation is, okay, we got this new quarterback coming in. I guess I'm just gonna be on a roller coaster again. Just take this chance to go to the top, and I hope they don't crash and burn.
Me too, man.
I don't think I can handle it if they crash and burn with this tool.
I think we're in good hands, guys.
I think so too. So just before I get off, man, just want to tell y'all I love y'all, man.
Love you, man.
Being on the show. Mark, just let me know anytime you want me to come on, man. I'll pop in. I'm gonna hit you up every day. Through the text. We gonna chat.
We text each other every day. Yeah.
Yeah. So we gonna get that in. So like I said, man, that 2012, that's the one I still can't shake. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. That's the one I can't get over, because I just can't get over that one. 19, I didn't kind of put that to bed, but the 2012, that's gonna be the one I can't.
With the Giants?
Huh?
So you talking about that was the one against the Giants in the NFC Championship with Kyle Williams? Is that one?
Oh no, I'm talking about the Super Bowl. I'm talking about the Super Bowl. I'm talking about the Super Bowl against the Ravens. I know. I'm talking about the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like the NFC Championship game against the Giants.
That was one of my worst ones.
I'm gonna say this before I sign off. The championship game that
Kyle Williams fumbled all those.
The NFC Championship game for me, that, and I got it on my phone as for one of the classic games, and I might have watched it a while back, was when they were going. We would have been the first team to win 3 Super Bowls. It was the 1990 NFC Championship game when they lost to the Giants 15-13.
Lawrence Taylor.
That's the game. Yeah. That's the NFC Championship game that
that hurt.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that hurt because
you're talking about in 90.
Yeah, 90 when Roger Craig fumbled.
He
don't fumble that ball.
That's when Joe Montana got that concussion.
Yeah, that's when he got hurt. That's when Leonard Marshall sacked him when he got hurt.
Yes.
They had to put Steve Young in, and then they was running the ball, and Craig fumbled, and Lawrence Taylor scooped it right from under him.
Yes.
That's the game that if they win that game, they would have been the first team to win 3 Super Bowls, because Steve Young could have beat Buffalo in that game.
That's right.
And that game, that was the game. Really, what people don't realize in the history of football, that was a significant moment because the net in that all season, that's when he instituted Plan B free agency. Go back and check the record. I could be wrong. I'm thinking it's 90. Just Google when Plan B free agency started because Roger Craig left, Ronnie Lott left.
Dang.
And so that the transition from those teams to what it ultimately became by 94, all of that changed in 90. If they win that Super Bowl, man, they go down as the greatest team of all time.
Yep.
And Dallas and them don't even get a sniff because Steve Young was going to be the quarterback anyway going forward.
But here's the thing, though. The Steelers will still tied with us right now, though. You know what I mean? We'd have got the extra one, but we're tied with the Steelers right now.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. That 1990 game is the game that a lot of people don't realize. If they win and get to the Super Bowl, they would have beat Buffalo easily.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So for me, that the Super Bowl loss to the Ravens and the NFC Championship game loss to the Giants are the two games that I have a hard time watching and just reminiscing and thinking back on because of the significance of those games.
But that NFC Championship against the Giants, they would have easily beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl too because they didn't have no Gronk, and that was their best team at the time.
Yeah, so like I said, they've been to so many NFC Championship games. Exactly. Like 17, 18, or however many it's been.
Yeah.
So, man, it's just, like I said, this one was a hard pill to swallow, but I was just proud of the fact that they, with all the injuries and all of the stuff that went on, that they even got to that point.
Right.
So, we know that, they're going to have more cracks at it with Trey and they'll get over the hump and eventually we're going to, get to that 6 and we're going to get beyond that 6 because I figure with Trey, y'all can at least win 2 with him in there. You know what I mean? So we won't be on the top of the mountaintop to say we were the first team. We was the first team to get 5. We should be the first team to get 7. So
right.
I'm just thinking like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So like I said, man, them 2 games, I don't really like to talk about them. So I'm gonna sign off on that. I'm gonna sign off on that. So look, y'all have a blessed night. I'll hit you up in the morning. And like I said, man, just let me know whenever y'all coming on again. I'll come on and chop it up with y'all.
Love it.
So I'm
Thank
out.
you so much, man.
I love you, man.
All right, man.
Have a good night, all right?
All right, you too. All right, y'all.
All right, cool.
All right. Peace.
So, Jess, I don't know if you remember the question.
Yeah, I do.
All right, cool. Yeah, because it was a tug of war between those 2 years, 2012 and 2019. I'm gonna tell y'all mine later. I know I mentioned it last Wednesday, but I'm curious to know from you which Super Bowl you wanted more and why.
I wanted the 2019 one more. Because John and Kyle are so good together and so good for the organization that I just really I wanted it.
Right.
And that one hurt, but I actually agree with Prez with the NFC Championship game. Like I was just distraught after that because we weren't even supposed to be there. Everyone counted us out and stuff like that. And then for us to just lose the game, this year really felt like destiny, and it really sucked.
Yeah. And it's to a Rams team that we're better than. It's just
right.
And Prez, you remember I said last Wednesday, it ain't easy beating a team 3 times in the same season. Yeah. I knew it was going to be a dog fight because we embarrassed them last time in week 18 when we had beat them there.
To get into the playoffs. Yes.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't want to see them again. Remember I was saying I wanted to see the Buccaneers. That's who I really wanted to play. You follow? And honestly, I wanted to play them, and because I wanted to go to Florida. You know what I'm saying? So that was my whole intention. But But yeah, Jizzle, my brother, what's up, bro?
For me, I wanted. I have to say, 2019, for a simple fact, like I agree with the sentiment that everybody said earlier that we just had the best defense. It was like, man, we're the best team from start to finish. I still think we were the best team in the Super Bowl.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
And there were a lot of calls that didn't go our way, whether they didn't get called for Bosa getting held or the Kittle holding play. It's it's just like so we get there and then we kind of robbed a little bit. That's how I felt about that too. So that 2019 stands out. I don't know if it's recency bias, but it stands out in my mind strongly. It's just like, man, you know, and also just in the sense that we keep getting close, and this is another one. Even at this NFC Championship last year, it's another one. We keep getting close and close, and Kyle Shanahan and Lynch, they keep getting close, and it's like, man, that's cool and all, but man, one time it's got to do some damage, man. Like you keep throwing grenades close. That's what they say. Being close only counts for throwing hand grenades, right? One of these times,
That's right.
one of these times, your hand grenades got to catch a body for me, bro.
That's right.
Yeah.
Fact.
Worse. What you think's worse, getting there and losing this way, or not being there? Because I'm taking these losses every day of the week as a
think-
Man,
in position.
I know this might sound like a loser mentality, but it doesn't hurt less when you don't make it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
It never hurts.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Prez, it's worse getting there and losing.
Yeah.
Back to what P Warrior was saying earlier, we was 5 for 5 before.
Yeah, I guess y'all had that, and I didn't have.
We was 5 for 5. So we was going into that Super Bowl in 2012 5 for 5. The 49ers never lost a Super Bowl. So when we started off slow in that 2012 Super Bowl, I don't know if y'all remember. You remember the very first play? The very first play, I knew something was off. The very first play.
In the Ravens?
With the Ravens.
Okay.
False start. That was the very first play. Once I seen that, okay, something's wrong.
Something's off. Yep.
It's off. I said we false starting on the first play. I said something is off. Something was off. And that whole game, it was off until the lights went out. But another thing. But
first time ever, and only.
Exactly.
First and only time that ever happened.
So Troy, what you got, bro? 2012 or 2019? Which one was for you to accept and not to watch?
Yo, man, let's see, 2012. Man, we were like my guy said, we were 5-0 going into that Super Bowl. Never known a loss before. You know what I mean? We've never known a Super Bowl loss. Oh my gosh. So then that happened. I'm going to go with 19 because like Jizzle said, there were so many penalties, no calls. Bosa held the whole time. It literally, and I'm not a fan of the Chiefs anyway. I just don't like them. You know what I mean? I thought it was all about let's get Andy Reid a ring, no matter what, because he's been in there for so long and whatever. And I mean, I really feel we got cheated in 19. That one really like I said before, I got that picture where he's 2 feet out of bounds, but he's touchdown. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If we did that, that's no touchdown for us.
Yeah.
I can't watch.
Yeah.
Then when you see Bosa crying on the sideline, he's crying because he didn't get a fair shot in the biggest of all stages.
Right.
I can't stand.
And
Bosa had a great season that season.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think the big thing was before the half with George Kittle, being called. Like I think that really turned everything around. That would have been a touchdown.
It was the final drive of the half because we were that reception put us in field goal range, and they still 30 seconds as opposed to I believe it going to 4th down.
Right.
That was the biggest joke of a command.
And then with the, I mean, if Jimmy completes the pass to freaking Sanders,
Yeah.
we win. I think we're gonna win that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we do.
Have y'all finished the full replay of that? Because I personally feel that Emmanuel Sanders did not go 100% on that play from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that turn that into, because if you look at him, you see a difference in the speed
I agree.
when the ball was in the air, and then he turned it on at the very end.
Towards the end, that's right.
Saying that Jimmy made the best pass, but that is not all the way on Jimmy like they made it seem to be, because he did not go full out, in my opinion, looking at that.
The whole time. You're right. He didn't.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm thinking about that now. He just towards the end, he's like, oh, I better turn on the turbos because you know what I mean? It's about to fall over my head. So
Facts.
yeah, Prez, you're right, man. You're right.
Yes. Now you got me thinking. You know what I think too? I think Emmanuel wasn't expecting that though.
No, he wasn't.
That's what I was just going to say too, Mark. Yeah, because when you know that he usually won't make that throw, you're not really going to run it like real live as you would, you know.
John V.
Hey, what's up, John?
The only
What up,
time
John?
I saw it with E-Man was in New Orleans, and Jimmy underthrew that ball big time. Emmanuel just got away with that offensive pass interference on that play, but Jimmy underthrew that ball. So yeah, no, to y'all's point, it's like that's probably not even something they're connecting on in practice most of the time, much less the Super Bowl.
Which that's the biggest game of the year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't watch either. I can't watch either one. I never have. I don't. No, thanks. But yeah, like we were saying, this NFC Championship game, this one hurt more to me than the 2012 loss, which is weird. This one, because man, what we had to go through this offseason just to get, and then in 2019, I was so I guess obsessed or whatever. I turned off my phone for 2 weeks.
Wow. Okay.
Like my family was like, they had to come over to check on me, and it was kind of went into like a dark place because I just could not believe that we lost that. And yeah,
I'm like that with you, bro. Like,
oh my gosh,
yeah,
I take it so literally,
Yeah,
that's why
probably
I really
healthy,
but that's why I really feel like we as Niner fans, like when they say we're toxic, we're not toxic. It's just that I believe we're numb and we're kind of fed up with getting so close. It's almost like you would rather, I wouldn't say you would not rather get there, but it's like taking somebody to taking somebody that's hungry and showing them restaurants, but they can't eat. You know what I mean? So
here's Golden Corral, but we're gonna drive on by it. So.
Now they're even more hungry. So it's like it's that rage and passion that we have, and we're the most passionate fan base I think out of all of the fan bases. And you see the way we follow the team wherever they go. We're in every stadium.
Yes, we travel, man. I love it.
Care. So it shows that we care, and bipartisan of that is that you care too much sometimes.
That's a fact.
We're a passionate bunch.
Yeah, I agree. And respect to John V. What up, John?
Thank you, John.
Appreciate you doing.
We got to get together, John. John said we were all so emotional, invested, and we went through it all together. It hurt, bro. I closed my mind to everything. Football. Yeah.
Fact.
Yeah.
So painful, man.
And
we're not even playing. We're not, you know what I mean? We're not even on the field, but we feel like we're with the guys and lost with them. And but then it was crazy. Is like in 2 weeks, whatever, after the game, they'll be like on the beach or whatever, taking pictures, and I'm over here like I can't believe it. Still struggling, still stressed, like got my phone off, and you know what I mean?
But you know what?
They still getting paid. They still getting paid like that. We do this. We paid to watch and paid to buy the merchandise and paid to stay up to date on everything. You know, they're still getting paid at the end of the day,
Pay
and
to get that.
Yeah,
you know, but,
yeah,
Pay to get that ink.
right.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
I heard at that time when we had lost the Super Bowl, Kyle Shanahan had a great talk, with the players after that loss. And I don't remember his words, but he said something to them to the point that they partied, I would say, hard when we was in Miami. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
you hear Wayne? You hear what Little Wayne said about it?
what did he say?
Because we were, not to cut you off, but we were the ones they paid Little Wayne to do the show, and
Right,
he sat there and said, and he went on Undisputed with Skip and Shannon and said this. He said, one, you would have thought that they just won.
right.
He was like, you couldn't tell that. And he said, and then they kind of asked him, well, why do you think that they came off that way? He was like, because they knew this wasn't it. They knew like we should have won this game. We gave it away, and they knew that, but we weren't going anywhere. That was what he said. You could tell it's like, this is a team that knows that they're just now arriving, that they're not going anywhere. And this is the precedent. So yeah, to your point, it's exactly, I mean, that was Little Wayne's word for word almost.
Yeah,
We said about it.
Man, I love that. I didn't know that.
yeah,
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
yeah. Because they did party hard. I remember I was watching the video, and I can't
I didn't
remember.
like that either, to be honest. But like, I'm not the fun police or nothing like that. So it's cool. They're all young and everything. But man, like Troy said, man, why should I be hurt more than you? I'm over here still mourning, and y'all over here turned up, bro. Like, bro.
That's right.
At
Y'all should be miserable with me, dang it. Come on now.
So
least for a day, at least for the
That's
same
right.
day, bro.
Thank you.
That day is off limits, bro. What the hell?
Thank you.
I gotta go to work tomorrow. Y'all don't gotta go.
Yeah.
So the reason why I brought up that question that Jizzle had brought up last Wednesday is just that I want to ask you guys, what do you think optimistically in regards of the 49ers chances of winning the Super Bowl with Trey Lance? Because I believe they can win this season with Trey Lance. I believe they can. Even with the additional players that we don't know that they're going to target, based on who they have now and the players that they have now, we still got a winning. We still got a championship team, guys.
Yeah.
Even with, like Jess was saying, that we improve in our defense in the secondary. Yes, we improve. However, you know the way John Lynch is, he will keep on improving in certain positions. So I'm just asking the faithful Huddle, what are your thoughts of the 49ers winning this season in regards to the Super Bowl?
I think they could do it too. I truly believe it. Like it's like, losing Jimmy G's could be addition by subtraction at this stage at least. And I just believe that. I believe in Trey Lance. I believe, like, to be honest, I believe we had to put him in the NFC Championship. Who knows? Jimmy was clearly compromised, and that's, why you traded 3 first-round picks. If, you don't play a hurt guy over the guy that you traded all this, draft capital for.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, I think we have a really good chance to do it. I think our Super Bowl window is open as long as we want it to be open.
Yeah, I agree.
I totally think. I think the beginning of the season. I think the first 8 games we're gonna have some leaks. I think just the natural progression of so many, seeing how Aaron Banks goes with the offensive line, seeing how it's going to be from that standpoint. I think the first half of the season could be a little rough. depending on how the schedule lays out and who we got to go and how traveling is. But I definitely think by the second time in Trey, because I don't think Trey's going to need a full year. I don't see him having a full year of growing pains, but I do see him having maybe 4 to 6 to 8 games of trying to put it all together, figure it out while beating the teams that we have to play, because the schedule is going to be very difficult. So it's going to take a little bit from that standpoint. But when we're talking about all we got this year, more than anything, is just getting to the playoffs. We just need to position ourselves to get to the playoffs. And once we get to the playoffs, then I think by the time the season, you're looking at week 17 stuff, I think they're definitely rolling, and Trey's putting up crazy numbers.
Yeah, because I think that I think that Trey Lance will give us the same grade as Jimmy, but plus more.
Facts.
I used to always say Jimmy was like a B- to me. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We know he has a quick release. We know he's a great quarterback sneaker. We know he hands off the ball very well to the running backs. However, we know that Trey Lance can do that plus more. Yeah,
Yep.
so
plus way more. Yes.
Jess, you want to take it? You want to tackle that, Jess?
You know, I like I said, I think our Super Bowl window is open as long as we.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. I should have said, would you like to read that comment? I meant the comment that I just pulled off.
Oh.
I apologize. My fault.
What John B said?
Yes.
I thoroughly believe in Trey Lance, but I do need to see Trey week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5 to get an accurate assessment.
Wow. Well, what we think? What y'all think, guys?
Let me just say this, though. This is what people are forgetting. And I know we can talk about the competition, but I want to say Trey Lance's last full season, he threw 26 touchdowns and like 1 interception, was it, right?
Yeah.
So this is the guy that in his ideal, his ideal, thing, he's going to be a guy that takes care of the ball. And that's what Shanahan was doing with Jimmy G, basically running an offense where I believe he wants to run an offense predicated off the run, which he kind of hides the quarterback to a certain extent. He won't try to hide Lance as much as he had to hide Jimmy G.
Hands down.
And I believe he's going to be right in his wheelhouse, having a quarterback that just, has a bonus on taking care of the ball and, winning at the end of the day. Like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trey's, my bad. Go ahead, Troy.
Oh, I was just going to say that as long as Trey stays healthy, please stay healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the key right there.
Exactly.
Because once he – go ahead, man.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad, bro.
Oh, you're good. Once he learns the playbook and Kyle's going to open up his magic book, you know what I mean? And
which he does.
Woo! Yes.
Which he does. He knows the playbook. That's the thing, guys.
Yes.
He knows the playbook. Yeah. It's just that the athleticism now has to catch up what he knows.
What he knows. Yep.
And what that means, he needs reps.
Yep.
And also, he needs to be in the game.
Thank you.
So, with that said, like Jess was saying earlier, which I totally agree, Trey Lance is starting next season.
Oh, 100%.
I hear what Jay York is saying in regards to back up, but Trey Lance is starting.
It's Trey time, baby.
I don't think it's going to be a quarterback battle. I don't think it's even going to come to it.
Better not.
When it come down to the roster and who's playing, all we got to listen to is Shanahan, and Shanahan was more.
Yes.
Shanahan was as crystal clear as you're going to hear from a Kyle Shanahan answer, as far as like, no, this is definitely going to be Trey's team. And here's the other side of it, man. It's like, if that man doesn't struggle, if Trey comes in and doesn't struggle, the league's in trouble, bro. Like,
yes.
Like, that's the other side. It's like he has been here a year. And
thank you.
he's had to listen to people talk down on his name. He's had to sit in Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, he's already been through the ringer. I haven't played sports professionally, but I would imagine like his 1 year is the equivalent of like 3 or 4 years for some players as far as what he had to go through.
Thank you.
Even in this spot.
Prez, you said it, Prez, bro. You said it best last Wednesday, and I'm just going to paraphrase what you said. Trey Lance was playing Jimmy G's playbook, not Trey Lance's playbook.
Right.
So we got to keep in mind when Trey Lance starts next season, he's going to be playing his scheme
100%.
according to his athleticism. Athleticism. I can't even say it. I'm talking fast.
Athleticism.
Right.
That's right.
Right. So I'm just like, yo, we gotta remember, man. Like, yo, he learned the system. He knows the system. Once he plays his scheme, he's gonna be fine.
100%.
Prez, you want to tackle that comment?
Yeah, I believe his growth between weeks 1 and 5 will be incredible, especially because we saw that in one game versus Houston. His adjustments after half were awesome. Yeah, I know 1,000. That second half, man, in a must-win game. You're absolutely right, John V. I mean, we've seen it in spurts. And then you go and look at his numbers. 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in 2.5 games. He had, I think he had 2 different running touchdowns and 100 and something yards. We're talking about a dude that in very small in those instances, that Cardinals game, that was his first time ever playing with the ones. Like
Ever.
Not in OTAs, not in training camp, not in practice. First week with the ones, and then you go to Houston all the way down at the end of this later on in the year. First week, full week of practice with the ones, and we saw what he was able to do in that situation. And it's like my biggest thing with Trey is like those big rollouts. Dude's 3 for 3. He's 3 for 3 in bomb touchdowns on those rollouts. One to Debo in the postseason in preseason, and then the 2 during the season. And it's like once it like that, there's so many ways. If Shanahan was able to mask Jimmy G's deficiencies compared to Trey Lance and have those deficiencies, like any type of growing pain, Shanahan is all over on how he's going to be masking those situations. And it's just by getting more speed. The more speed that he puts in those weapons, the better. So, yeah, absolutely, John. He may not struggle. And if he doesn't struggle, we're in great.
Watch out.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that said, our first lady of Always Faithful 24/7, she has to go. On behalf of myself, God bless you, Jess.
Yes.
Thank you for your availability and your time. And also along with that, thank you for being a part of the family.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
No, I appreciate it. Guys, this is fun. I just have to get up really early for work tomorrow.
Yeah, me too. See, me and you both on the East Coast. I know. I'm looking at the clock too, but I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, this is great, though. I love talking football with you guys, especially the Niners. So go Niners, guys. Have a good night.
All right.
Yes.
I'll talk to you in the morning. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, man. But
yeah, she's a good part of the team, so I like that.
Absolutely. But yeah. Let me see. What else? John V said that's an accomplishment, no doubt, but that competition is whack in FCS.
But still, it shows the kind of player you are. You can show the kind of player you are no matter what the competition is. He dominated the way he was supposed to dominate against that competition. If you go look at Carson Wentz, play for the same team in the FCS, he didn't dominate the same way Trey did.
Thanks.
Right.
Yeah.
Big fact, right? So, it's just like when you play in the league. So if you're playing a couple sorry teams, all you could do is play who's on the next on the schedule, right? And if you dominate them the way you're supposed to dominate them, you're doing what you can do. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, people always worry about things that's outside of their control. But when you control stuff that are in your power to control, you're taking ownership of your life by doing that. So that's what Trey's doing,
Exactly.
and Trey's gonna do his thing. Like, he's hearing all the talk, and man, I think he's got a list of people he's gonna make eat their words.
I love that.
I really hope we get a game at home to start the season. I would like a couple of games at home to start.
Yeah.
I doubt it though, bro. You know
Yeah,
why?
Yeah.
I doubt it. It'll probably be like week 3 because normal reason why, because in September and Jizzle couldn't co-sign.
It's too hot there.
It'd be hot.
Okay.
Real hot. So normally the week 3.
Yeah, this last season was week 3.
They lose money. They lose money
Green Bay.
those first couple games when it's just too hot. People can't sit in their seats.
I've always wondered why we're always on the road the first couple weeks. So yeah, I didn't ever even think of it that way.
Yeah. I would say this, Prez, and Jizzle could tell you also, probably on another time, like it'd be a lot of situations that be going on there in the stadium, as far as fans being dehydrated and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Man, it gets that hot there, huh?
yeah,
it does. You wouldn't think it because you think in the Bay Area, but where they have the stadium is not technically the Bay Area, it's Silicon Valley, and it's in the middle of pocket where there's no water, and it's just like there's not a lot of trees, so it's just like the sun just hits.
Just bacon. Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
I've read that it was mentioned that in Santa Clara it's hotter there than when it was in San Francisco at Kendall State.
Way hotter.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I'm just telling Prez the reason why week 1 ain't gonna beat no opening game in week 1. Nah, bro.
Unless it's maybe a night game.
That's a big factor right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But they usually stick us on the road. You're right. First few games. So.
But
Maybe it could be a night game if they gave us that first Thursday game of the season, or it'd be the Monday of that.
Well, if it's the Thursday, we're gonna be on the road because ain't that typically wouldn't that be against the Rams? And it the team that won the Super Bowl? Ain't they always?
They switched it up. They switched up the Thursday game, first Thursday game.
Okay.
Yeah, they set that up. Yeah.
It was Cowboys and Buccaneers last season.
That's right.
Started off with the best game. Everybody's like, man, is that going to be the best game of the season?
And if it is, the Rams probably play another team. They won't probably play us. They probably play us further down the line.
But to build some kind of ratings, they might try to play off that, because we had beat them a whole bunch of times. Yeah. Man, I can't wait to play the Rams again, though. I ain't gonna lie. I'll take it however we can get it.
They don't want to play. They don't want to see us, bro. They definitely
right.
Don't now. They didn't want to see us before. You don't want to see us now if we choked away that 10-point lead in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I think in a future podcast, Mark, we could maybe like with everything's really not much news or whatever going down. We could go through like the schedule. I'd like to do that. You know what I mean? Like wins or losses and
no
what
doubt.
we predict.
No doubt. And
I would love that, man. That'd be fun.
I agree. And I was also going to make a suggestion with everybody on the panel that also with other teams we'll pick a team who we think we're going to win, and whoever has the winning record out of those 17 games.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a prize for whoever wins on the panel. You follow?
That's cool, man. Thank you. I like that.
Yeah. So I was thinking. It's funny you said that. I was thinking about that Monday.
Yep. Because our schedule is brutal.
Yeah.
After all the changes in the AFC.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But it was brutal before the additions with Denver and Miami. So, because we was already top 5. So,
Chargers. And, yeah.
Right. So, I mean, and
Yep.
and we played the Raiders. Yeah, we played the Raiders, right? Yeah.
Yeah. AFC West. You know?
Right. So, but again, like I told you guys last week, my intention is to be at that first home game. I don't know of course, we don't know yet who we're playing, but my intention is to be out there.
Man, I would love that. I need to be out there.
Let's go.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, wait, man. We all get together for a game, man.
Jizzle, let's go, man. Let's go.
Oh, we gonna do it, bro. We gonna do it. And that's gonna be the biggest marketing for the podcast is when we're putting pictures out there and that's at the game.
Yeah,
that's where it really takes, because that's
huge, man.
I've seen that on 49er Twitter, where that gets the most engagement when you're at the games, like posting the game pictures.
Right.
I love that.
For me, man, it'll definitely be a dream come true for me.
Me too, man. I'm with you.
they normally do the parties. The parties on.
But they got the parties out. Oh yeah, they do the parties. Yeah, you know about it. Yeah, they do the parties.
Yeah,
man, there's a whole bunch of things to do. Like when you're going to the games, the parties and the meetups, and you'll see everybody in the tailgates and everything. And that's why sometimes I'll look at the Twitter beef that's going on between certain people, and I'm like, man, is you really gonna have that same energy when you see that person at these games? You know what I mean? They gonna recognize your face,
Wild, bro. Our 49er Twitter is wild, dog.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yo,
that's crazy. Man.
They never lie, man.
If you're doing it on the keyboard, you got that same energy. That's how it is. You know what I mean?
Keyboard warriors, man.
It's
so. I don't want to have no beef with the people that's rooting for the same team as me. It's like
me neither.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I don't beef. Period, man.
Yeah,
that's true.
I don't either.
Yeah, man. Shoot, I'm 44, man. Those. Yeah, man.
They can have that,
Yeah, man. I'm done with that, bro. Word up. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what my mother said. My mother said, if I ever get locked out, I'm not coming to get you. When your mother tells you that,
it's on. That's real.
Yo, you better second. You better think about your actions before you do it.
That's right.
Anyway, but yeah, man.
Off topic, Jizzle, you watching this Warriors game?
Oh yeah, we down 2 against Phoenix.
It was ugly at the beginning.
Yo, who y'all playing?
The Suns.
Phoenix Suns.
What quarter you at?
It's fourth quarter, but yeah, they're holding their own. They're fighting and battling. That's why you could ask for with missing the guys and everything, but yeah.
Hey, let me ask y'all this. I don't know if we got any more things lined up. If you got any more questions, Mark.
We good.
What is taking so long on this Debo extension? I'm not understanding it.
They said most of them happened in July, and I looked at it. Warner extension happened in July. All the extensions basically happened. That's the time frame they do it. And Parag McGraw, he's probably working up some kind of magical deal where it's not going to be as bad as it looks. He's going to probably try to have it incentive based.
Yeah.
Have it with some outs to protect the team. And that's also what takes the longest too, because he does all these crazy kind of contracts, and everybody's probably like, "Damn, I'm not gonna let you get over me. I got to look at this contract. I got to read this 20 times before I sign this." So. Yeah. But at the end of the day, and I know we were all engaged on that text saying like, what if we trade him? But at the end of the day, I don't see them doing it. I feel like, we're gonna go where he takes us. As far as like, superstar talent that we've been wanting for so long, the receiver position especially. I see him going out the door.
You know what, Jizzle? You reminded me of something that I'm glad that I didn't want to touch on. Sunday, when I thought of our topic, don't believe the hype until it's set in stone.
Yes.
I thought of that based on the situation with Jimmy, Cause we ain't know. Like, I don't know what the heck is going on with that situation where we're gonna trade him or release him.
Nothing.
2, I got sick and tired of this George Kittle trade and stuff. We should trade him because he's always hurt. And I got tired of this Debo stuff. He's always hurt. We should trade him to get three picks. And I was just like, yo, what is up with our fan base? You
That's
understand?
madness, man. It's crazy.
One thing about me, I will respect anybody's opinion. However, I'll be like, yo, where is this coming from, though? I asked this in my mind, like, yo, where is this coming from? Like, yo, like, he's one of the reasons why our season turned around. We was 3-5.
Thank you.
Oh,
he carried us, man. Kidding me?
I'm just glad they're not the GM, bro. Like, you but just glad you got whatever job you got, and let them do what they do, because
yes,
you can be nothing but worse.
Yeah, man. So, because I was gonna bring that up, man. I was gonna bring that up and stuff like that. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna feed into that, man. I ain't gonna feed into that, you know. So, one thing about me, like I said before, certain doors I keep closed that doesn't really benefit the team, even nor make sense for the team. I'm like, what? Like,
yeah,
what?
they're like, he's going to Miami. Everybody's going to Miami.
Yeah, man.
He is?
But here's another thing about what us Niner fans being so passionate. We're like an open door to like negative energy from other fan bases, from like other people that are trying to capitalize off. If you try to like talk about a certain Niner player like Jimmy G or even Trey Lance now with the Grant Khan hiring that former scout dude that's a hater, you know what I mean? You could get a lot of engagement by just playing the contrarian view and saying, "Oh, well, Trey Lance is trash." And I just watched the film. I just read his article. I skimmed through it. It was stupid. It's like, okay, but you're not putting any context to it that Jimmy G on a per game basis was pretty much outplaying all the other rookies. So it's,
just haters, man.
We talked about it last week. It's unheard of. Like, I've never seen a sports team that is able to get the clicks from someone talking about it like the 49ers. Like, it's insane. Like, you get it from the Cowboys, but the Cowboys aren't a good team. So it's not.
That's right.
Like, okay, well, this is just the Cowboys and Jerry Jones pay these dudes to get on TV. Jerry Jones writes a lot of checks for a lot of coverage. You know what I'm saying? But it's like with the 49ers, it's like.
Ooh, that boy Jordan Poole was nice.
Whatever.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because it's just like, how does one team garner so much attention with a bunch of bullshit? I mean, they even came out and sit there and said, like, John Lynch came out and said, we never got any trade offers for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Like, and then it's like all you hear for over and over and over is like, we got this and this one. It's like, these cats just literally like they make this shit up. Like, they just make it up.
But then they say Mike Florio had allegedly heard someone say something like that.
These dudes just lie. I mean, it's why I don't really get into the sports coverage. I don't have a lot of respect for a lot of media people that sit up there and just talk about it's a professional.
Just go back to the draft where everybody was saying we're going to draft Mac Jones. Where all the people were putting their whole career on the line, like, you guys are going to be mad at me, but I'm just telling you the truth. Y'all drafted Mac Jones, and then what happened?
Yeah, wasn't that like more so Chris Sims? That was more so Chris Sims. Right.
It was Chris Sims, but it was Matt Mielko. It was a ton of people.
It was a lot of guys, man.
I named you like 20 guys that were saying it was guaranteed we drafted Mac Jones. It's final.
And then throughout the season, when it didn't happen, they're still making up stories. Like, they're
yeah.
Well, no, this is what we're told. Then it became, oh no, well, Shanahan just got out toes at the very end. Lynch is one of the. It's like, bro, we're in week 13.
I like.
Somebody said that the fan bullied Shanahan into taking
Trey.
Yeah, I remember that. And you know what's so crazy? word was that if Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch don't get Trey Lance, we're gonna lose a lot of 49er fans. And I'm like, huh? Like, how would you lose a fan if you're a fan of the team?
Right.
Thank you.
Like, how? Like,
Thank you.
Really? But
I rent the jersey, man. I don't rent the name on the bag.
That's right.
Man, exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. We do like
Love the
players.
players. Yeah.
Put a player over the team.
Nope.
And we learned we learned that from Bill Walsh. Rest in peace, Bill Walsh. Listen,
Yes.
he's seen something in Steve Young. He went with Steve Young. He got rid of
The GOAT.
Yeah.
Got rid of the GOAT, man.
Yeah, man. It's like, it's about the team, man.
Yep.
So, and to piggyback based on what we were saying earlier, that's why I still believe, even though y'all points last Wednesday, as far as that, y'all was saying nobody won them. I believe nobody won them right now. Eventually, someone is going to make how can I say? They're gonna make a sacrifice, or you know what? Better yet, not sacrifice. They're gonna compromise to get him. That's how I look at it.
They say the GM and everybody is on a hot seat in Carolina. So something something got to shake out there in Carolina. And then with Mario, you know what I'm saying, being tied back to New England and being down there in Houston, I definitely think that Jimmy is traded to one of those teams. As soon as he gets cleared.
Yeah.
I just believe if you're on the hot seat and you're trading for Jimmy G to save your job, it's already over. I wouldn't do it. You're gonna get fired even faster.
Well, just like what Jess said earlier, and I agree with her, I think Seattle should pick up Baker Mayfield if them two teams make it happen. I'm not really feeding to that, he doesn't act like an adult or whatever that they're saying. They want to win games. So, and who else can we see Baker Mayfield go to? Who else? They like the quarterback that they have in Houston, Texans. I'm thinking he can't go to Carolina because Sam Darnold is there. So he's probably best off.
Dark horse would be the Steelers because he can get back at the Browns twice a year.
Yeah.
Who?
Steelers.
The Steelers. I don't see them settling on Trubisky as a starter, like they're just going to hand it to him. So I can see them as a dark horse, and then he would get to play the Browns twice a year and kind of see if he get some get back.
It sounds good for like Mariota and Winston and these cats. It sounds good right now. Like for these teams that are trying to build it, but when it comes down to it, and that season's less than a month away, and you watching Trubisky, that ain't gonna cut it, bro. Like that's not gonna cut it. For sure, that ain't it. They can pretend all they want right now.
That's right.
Yeah,
but it's like who is winning with Trubisky? Who is winning with Jameis Winston? Who is winning with Sam Darnold? Who is winning with Sam Mills? Like that's not, you know what I'm saying? That's not where it's at. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm not saying that Jimmy is. I think Jimmy's contract is the biggest thing. If Jimmy's playing at $15-16 million a year, dude, that's one, in my opinion, in an offense that is not fast paced, that is not make a bunch of and throwing outside the hashes and things like that. I think that there's just like I just don't see an NFL where Jimmy G's not a starter. These quarterbacks aren't good enough. Like there's too many bad quarterbacks in the league for Jimmy not to have a spot. But it has to be the right spot. And Shanahan is not the right spot for Jimmy. That's just kind of how I look at it.
I know one thing, Jimmy won't be going to Miami. Too much speed down there. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to. You got to chuck the ball down there.
I mean, Tua doesn't throw much better of a ball than Jimmy
at all. Exactly.
Yo, Prez, you said that last Wednesday. I remember you saying that.
Exactly,
like,
man.
It's not, and so it was just we just gotta see. But it's just like I find it very. I can't imagine not getting trade value once Jimmy clears. Once he clears, and they can make another contract, because that's the thing, when he goes where he wants and someone gives him a different contract where it's not a $27 million cap hit and they can kind of control it, because there's a bunch of teams with a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
Today, and it could be a stopgap, even if he's a stopgap, because we're not going to get more than a third. You know what I'm saying? Even
Nope.
yeah, even if you get that. But we're talking about next year's draft. We're no longer, and that's another thing, being so close to the draft and him and his price tag and not being able to play until maybe training camp. Why would any team give you a pick in this year's draft for that?
Nobody, man.
I didn't comprehend that, or I wasn't looking at it in that facet until now. You kind of sit back. It's like, but now you're talking about giving a third or a fourth round pick in 2023. Well, that's completely different than giving one next month. You know
Next
what I mean?
month, yeah. Yep.
For a dude that's not going to be able to play. He's not. He does. Jimmy's not going to go into any team next year and be the starter because of how the injuries lined up. But that doesn't mean that he won't be the starter the next, or take over in the middle of the season or something like that. Because
you know what I was thinking too? It's a possibility, guys, that Jimmy may not get traded until probably within maybe week 5, week 6.
well, if he's on the roster,
Yeah.
If he's on the roster at some point, we owe him that whole $27 million. I forgot what day it was, but there's a day in training camp where his contract becomes fully guaranteed.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Crazy, man.
Or it could be week 1. There's a certain day between training camp and week 1 where his whole $27 million becomes guaranteed.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't even know that, bro.
Hey, just found that out today.
Wow,
that's scary. Jeez, man.
See now,
that's a lot of money.
What Prayer said make you want to think what Jay York was talking about, that he don't mind. Yo, something to think about, guys. Something to think about.
Yep.
But I'm gonna be honest, and again, I'm gonna go back again. If he stays, Jamie, in regard, if he stays as a backup, if he stays, right? The least of my concerns is the locker room, guys. That's just me. I can't speak for y'all.
Yep.
The locker room is gonna want to win. They're gonna want to win, man.
And not be torn, not be beefing with each other and choosing sides, you know.
Your eyes don't lie during practice, man. When you got Fred Warner, Jimmy Ward, Debo Samuel, praising Trey Lance the way that they are, man. No, man. No. I'm just saying, if Jimmy is the backup or he's the third string, no. I think the locker room would just be fine. So I would just say to the faithful that are watching, like, I wouldn't worry about the locker room, because it's Kyle Shanahan's job is to keep the locker room together.
Yeah. Yep.
And he always been doing that since he's been with us since 2017.
Yeah.
So, so you and like Press, you said it last Wednesday. When somebody leave, but Ben, I'm not saying somebody leave. Those that's in the locker room, you don't hear no malice within a locker room,
None at all.
None.
So I'm not worrying about the locker room. And I think I said it many shows ago. When you're a player and you sign that contract, you're supposed to do your job. Put your feelings to the side and do your job.
Yep.
Period. That's how I look at it. So that's why me personally, I ain't really wasn't too concerned about it. That doesn't mean it will not exist, because it could exist if there is friction within the locker room as far as okay, we have experience with this guy. He wins. We know his pluses, we know his negatives, but also we have a player that is a great athlete, but he doesn't have the experience yet. So it's kind of like just like Joe Montana. He was saying he's not ready yet, or he heard someone say he's not ready yet. So it's always going to be a tug of war of different opinions. Who should start? Who should play backup? Who should wait another year? I definitely believe that Trey is not waiting another year.
Yeah, no. To that point, if let's say we got to a situation where Jimmy somehow stayed on this roster, however we feel about it, in no world is Jimmy G outplaying Trey Lance this year.
Oh no.
There's not going to be anyone. There's not going to be anyone like, oh, Jimmy's playing. That's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but I mean, he's got to be gone, man. I can't imagine it being there, because I can't, like I said, that's where I go back to it. I can't believe Shanahan does not want to answer any more questions about Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jeez,
it's got to be to the point, but yeah. So yeah, no, we'll see how it goes, but yeah, this is Trey's team. Jimmy ain't about to push him. It ain't gonna be no competition.
Good.
And them dudes in the locker room, they see what it is. It's just like. In those moments, Jimmy's just not made the plays that we need him to make in those fourth quarters of that Super Bowl championship games, and it's just like at some point, like you said, it's like y'all's feelings aside. Like even if he's y'all's best homie, it's about winning games, bro.
That's right.
Yo, now I'm gonna throw a curveball. I don't no disrespect to Jimmy. I'm about tired of talking about Jimmy. I just want to bring this up, man. This is a concern, guys. I'm about to bring this up. Kyle Shanahan praises Juwan Jennings, but says the 49ers aren't working on a new contract yet. Guys.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Reading that today either.
Yo, but he praised them, though. He praised them, and I'm like, okay. And you remember, Jizzle, I was saying he may sign his tender, but he ain't signed the contract. And I'm like, yo, I think him and his agent is trying to extend his contract. You follow? So
maybe the reason it hasn't happened is because maybe the Niners know they're looking at a receiver, maybe in the draft. There's a lot of fast ones in this draft. Maybe they're peeking it, wandering eye there. Now, I love what Juwan Jennings brings. It's one of my favorite receivers on the team. I just wonder if they maybe have their eyes looking at something else and they know they don't want to lock him down when they might be trying to, get somebody in that position.
I think it comes after Debo and Bosa's extension. I think when he says that they're working on the contract, right? Because I don't see in any way that we can go without Juwan Jennings moving forward. And when Fred Warner's come out and said, and I quote, he's one of the best players on the team.
Yes.
That's Fred Warner saying that. So it's just like I think we just got to wait till Bosa and Debo get theirs, and then Juwan's coming. But I'll say for Juwan's standpoint, man had 6 touchdowns last year, man. It may not be in Juwan's best interest to sign a longer contract right now.
Right.
Not saying because he could put up another major numbers, and you take a $14-15 million deal over 3 years, $4 or $5 million. You know what I'm saying? And he's scoring 6 touchdowns last year and did what he did, and then he scored 7 or 8 this year. Well, that's like, man, I've completely just fucked my for better.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yes.
I definitely think it's gonna get done, but it has to just go with the rest. It can't come before, probably, and we don't have the money right now. Like when you look at the cap room.
Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks, Jimmy.
So, but once Debo's gets done, and especially Bosa's, because Bosa's number right now is high. His cap hit high this year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can easily get an extension done with Juwan as soon as you get Bosa's hit to come down off these books. because they have to do all this stuff with Jimmy on the books right now. I think that's what we're running into with Juwan, because it's the same way for Aziz Al-Shair. He, you know what I'm saying? His contract.
Right.
You come in here.
Right.
Yeah. Bosa and Debo.
Right.
We gotta re-sign them. We gotta get rid of Jimmy's money.
However, we gotta also extend Jimmy Ward and Samson Ebukam. So we can extend their contracts. We might have some wiggle room. Just like hello.
Yeah.
Just like when we re-signed Ross Dwelly, I wasn't shocked that they signed him. I was just shocked that he signed before Juwan Jennings. Because I was like, hold up, what's going on? You know what I mean? I was more concerned about Juwan Jennings. Not saying I wasn't concerned about Ross, but I was just like, yo, how is Dwelly signing before Juwan? And Juwan is the one that executed.
No.
He
only gets it. Juwan signs that. He only gets $875,000. Man had 6 touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like, yeah. So no, it's so weird. I think Ross Dwelly's in a situation where it's like he's probably not getting more money on the market. But the thing is, Juwan can't go out. He can't go out and talk to anybody. So because that tender, he's stuck. And so I think that's what it is. I did not like. I'm with you though. When I saw that, when he said we aren't working on a contract, I'm immediately like, bro, what the fuck you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Then it's like the parameters, if we take it and look at it from a front office, well, of course they're not discussing a Juwan Jennings right now because we can't afford it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So until you get those until Jimmy comes off the books or Bosa gets extended, Debo gets extended, there's no one really that they can sign. And especially because Juwan, how much would you pay Juwan right now? 1 year that he had. You know what I'm saying? 6 touchdowns. We saw what he did during that stretch run and in the playoffs. Yeah. It's like, to me right now, with just the 1 year and what he could bring to the offense, easily $6 or $7 million a year. I mean, easily.
Easy. Yep.
When you got cats that's making 30,
jeez,
making 30. You know what I'm saying? It's like easy.
Crazy.
It's like 5 to 7, and don't let me go out here and show out again because he's gonna do it again if he stays healthy. He's gonna go do it again. You know,
with Trey.
Yeah.
Good point. Today's price is not today's price.
Exactly. So I'm sure it's going to be hard it may be hard right now to extend Juwan because there is so much uncertainty. It's like, okay, was it an epiphany? Did he excel, or is man's really capable of being a 10 touchdown receiver every single year? And so, and we got to pay him like that. But yeah, they got to lock him up. You know what I'm saying? But then they're also probably thinking about the contract that IU is going to take in a year. So there's many different things, like, you know what I'm saying, inside that wide receiver room going on as well. Because moving forward, I definitely think we absolutely need to re-sign Juwan and IU, you know.
Yeah. Wow. But yeah, man. But hey, we'll see. But I was shocked with that Ross Dwelly signing before Juwan. And also with this statement by Kyle, being that he was praising him. And I was just like, man, what's going on? But you're right. You just remind me, Prez, that, you know, we don't have no money right now. So it seems like we might have to just wait and see what they're going to do with Ward's contract and Samson's contract.
Facts. We got to figure out what, because after this year, Menahue's up.
Right.
So there's so it's definitely a situation. And it's like, unfortunately for Juwan and from our front office standpoint, you know, he missed that first year.
Yeah.
You know, so there's no telling. But yeah, man, I love Juwan. I think Jizzle said it earlier, he's one of my favorite players on the team, man. And I think he to the T resembles the team makeup. I think if there's a player, he makes it out like there, because
he's a beast.
Yeah, his blocking, bro. Like, he's out there. He
Yes.
he blocks like George Kittle blocks.
Yeah.
You know? there's differences in that.
Good example. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's
Right.
not normal for most receivers. Mostly they're like, I
No,
don't want to
That's
get touched, whatever.
CeeDee
But
Lamb in that game, CeeDee Lamb was like, man, ready to cry.
yep, that's right.
But you know what? Now
Blocking.
I'm thinking, my bad, Jizzle, my bad, bro.
No, I'm good.
I was just thinking maybe they might extend Juwan. Maybe they're waiting to do something and they may extend him.
If they're smart, they will, because his price is definitely going up after this.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm thinking about it. I'm like, because I remember David Lombardi was saying something about maybe the reason of this delay of Juwan not signing. It's a possibility that they're working on extending him for a multi-year contract. So being that you said that, well, we'll see. We'll see, guys. We'll see. Troy, you got anything, bro?
Oh man, I'm good. We've been on for 3 hours and 12 minutes, man. It's crazy. It flew by, you know.
Yeah, man.
It does. It's crazy how it flies by.
Yeah,
for real.
No doubt, no doubt. What's up, Jizzle? You good, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man. It's
Yo, did y'all win or y'all still playing?
we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose.
Just not stand Chris Paul, man.
Yeah. It's
Chris Ball, he balling out.
He balling out, man.
He does what he does, man. You can't even hate on him.
You know what that mean? You know what that mean? He healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. And Warriors' problem is they switch everything, man. Like you don't got the defense to do that, man. Just everybody play their mano a mano, play your defense individually. It's a lost art.
Yeah, man. And Wiggins on his disappearing act this entire.
Oh man, he's the biggest disappearing act of all time, man. He turned into Harrison Barnes.
Bruh,
Man, we don't win a championship. He's gonna be the scapegoat.
Yeah. We gotta trade him. We gotta trade him this offseason, bro. The problem is
yeah.
make 35 million next year, man. Who's 35 million for dude? Yeah. And the best thing that we can hope for is he just balls out in the playoffs. If he balls out in the playoffs, we'll be able to move him. But if he has one of those horrible series or does what he does, man, we stuck with him next year, dog.
Well, given that they're paying the luxury tax, you can have him off the bench and put Kuminga in next year. So we just rock that.
Yeah.
Hey, man. But Prez, being that you mentioned, oh man, if the season start, you saying that we gotta pay him?
Yeah.
Wow.
If they start and they bring him to training camp, they gotta keep him.
Yeah, bro. That's a real thing. My bad, Jizzle. But yeah, it's a real thing.
I didn't know that. I see you know why? Because I wasn't thinking that far. I wasn't thinking that far for him to be with us that long, man. You know, I was just thinking, okay, after the OTAs, I said he's gone. You know, but I don't know. But we'll see.
He's gone, man. He's gone, man. We gotta, if we take our fandom and if we sensibly about it, like we talked about it today, it's all on the table why he's still on the roster right now and why he's going to be until he gets cleared. Now, if he gets cleared, you know what I'm saying, and then we're having issues, then we can start sweating. But worst case scenario, bro, is they cut him. Like I don't any way, situation or form. Like it's like the first time I will openly complain about their front office is if they keep him on this squad because they're up to getting some picks out of him. It's like if you can't trade him once he's healthy,
after he's all healthy,
we're only keeping him because we can't get picks. Then I'm going to openly complain. But until then,
he's a ticket holder. He said he's a ticket holder for 16 years. He said if they bring Jimmy G back,
I seen that.
You saw that tweet? Yeah,
I seen that, man. That guy was not happy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What was that?
A season ticket holder. He said he's been there for something like 16 something years, and he said since Candlestick, and he said if they bring Jimmy G back, then I'm out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Wow. Okay.
I could believe that because I see what a lot of people that are season ticket holders and they're over it. Like, what I mean? When you were out your welcome, it's big ups last second sport too. But
Yeah.
when you were out your welcome, man,
What
it's
up,
over.
Jesse? That's Jesse, guys.
What's up, Jesse?
Hey,
Yeah.
what's up, Jess?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, when you were out your welcome, I think it's over, man. And I feel like this is Jimmy G's. It's over for him with the fan base, with a lot of the fan base, the people that are really passionate, the people that go and look for the film and be like, man, you had that guy wide open, that he was running naked down the field and you couldn't catch that dude. Yeah,
Threw it
So
behind him or above him or
something.
dang. Nah, I'm ready for Trey. It's Trey time. I'm so ready for Trey to just take this team to the heights, man. And he's got so much potential. I'm excited.
We've been stuck with like they want to call us toxic fans, but we had a toxic quarterback situation going back from Alex Smith to Jimmy G, where they were always limited in some way, and sure we may win, but we know we can't win the big one with them. You know what I mean? Which is even worse. You're
That's
stuck
the worst, man.
Yeah, you're stuck with something that you're not getting the maximum production out of, the maximum,
the maximum victory,
Yeah.
So, the great thing is that we all agree that he's going to be gone. I believe that they're going to trade him. Like, business-wise, I understand that they got to say what they got to say, right? However, I think he's going to be traded before the season start. And being that Prez had told me that, I didn't even know that because I didn't even think that far. It wouldn't make sense. I hear what Jed York is saying, that what he said. He said that would be a great investment. Man,
he's capping, bro. He's capping for sure. But he got to play his part. He got to play all of it.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, because when he said it, I was like, yo, he just came out of nowhere. I was like, okay, if he's saying it, I'm like, oh shoot. Man, because you remember before last season, he was saying they remember Kyle and John had said they had asked Jay York, would he mind paying this that salary before the season start, and he was saying he didn't mind. So when I heard that, I was like, oh man, Trey ain't starting, because he's saying that he don't mind Jimmy being on the past season.
Yep.
Like, so when I read what Jay York had said yesterday, that I'm using my words, that it's a great investment having another good quarterback on our team. That's
on our team. Yeah,
it's just like, oh my god, like okay. that kind of like threw my
real.
Mind. Yeah, it kind of like messed my mind up, man.
Me too, man. I don't understand their love for Jimmy. Man, they love that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, for real, they're like, yeah, he's.
But I'm glad that I'm glad and I appreciate that y'all are patient enough to discuss that matter, man, because not that many people can talk about that situation. Because some people is fed up with the whole situation.
Yep.
And everybody has a different level of patience, man. So, kudos to you guys, because
this front office has done so much in the last 5 years, from bringing us from one of the worst rosters in football to where it's at. It's just like, I'm giving them every benefit of the day. And we're blessed, bro. I mean, you blessed to have Kyle Shanahan, dog. You blessed to be able to have John Lynch and what he brings, and to be able to get these guys. And it's like, we play on the team that every year Aaron Rodgers begs to play here. Tom Brady begs to play here. Like, the best players in the league, as soon as they get out from under their team, we're where they want to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so
that's right.
There ain't nothing to be dire about when we looking at it at all.
And also to add to what you said, I don't I don't really, and we said it earlier in different words. I don't think the faithful really seen what Kyle Shanahan has to offer as far as the playbook with
Exactly.
the 49ers. Like
Exactly.
when we
Yes.
seen when he was with the Falcons, Washington, and Cleveland, yo, his play calling, yo, is superb, yo.
Yes, it
Aggressive. It was
is.
aggressive.
Exactly. And it was always downfield, man.
Downfield, yeah.
And we really haven't really noticed that, within his 5 years with us. Now they're approaching 6 years together, him and John Lynch.
Especially if you got special players, right?
Yeah.
Kyle can
Yeah.
work his magic, man.
I'm-
Man, he was even attacking with Nick Mullins. That's when Kittle had his
Yes.
best year. It was 1,500
Yes.
yards season or whatever. That was with Nick Mullins.
Nick
Mullins
freaking Mullins, man.
Yeah, there was a point where we thought we were going to get a third or fourth round pick for Nick Mullins, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Nick freaking Mullins, man. You know what I mean? Oh man, what Trey's gonna be? Whew. Mm.
And so much of it is the league is praying for Trey to be a bust. They are
Yep.
praying for it not to work out.
Fact.
And I mean that from the media dudes and from all these people that are on the East Coast. And it's like, bro, we talked about it last week, Jizzle. You saw how they so play the Warriors. They damn sure are doing it to a 10 times harder with the 49ers. They're doing everything they can to minimize the reality of what's going on. And the reality is, bro, everybody wants to be here, and every year they're trying to pick off our coaching tree and hire the people out of our front office. I mean, it's like it's hands down,
Yeah.
bro.
Absolutely. Yeah, John V said, although I can see Baltimore simply for the cap space to pay him whatever he's asking.
It don't sound like they're trying to play Lamar.
Right.
Yeah.
To pay Lamar, bro. Like, I don't know why people can't see that, but it's like, yeah, bro. They see them stats. They see the reality of it. They see that he's 1-3 in the playoffs, bro. He ain't never.
Right.
He can't throw. He can't throw the ball, bro. Who paying $45 million?
But some people don't see that.
I don't know how, bro. I don't know how they don't see it, bro. I don't know how they don't see it.
Some people don't see that. Wow.
I'm just glad we in a situation where we ain't paying no $40 to $50 million, and we ain't about to be in no situation where we're paying $40 to $60 million for a quarterback a year, and that's why we got to take care. We got to take care of business now. Though. He got to get out here and play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think we're gonna have a good season, guys. I think we're gonna have a good season, and to piggyback on what you said, Prez, last Wednesday regarding Trey Sermon. Yo, watching videos of his progression, I'm looking forward to see how Kyle is going to use him, because I definitely don't know. I would definitely like to see the vision behind that scheme with Trey Sermon.
Have y'all seen any of his film from OU or Mike, bro? Do yourself some point this week. Watch that man, bro. When he figure it out inside the system, dude.
I love it. I can't wait, man. I see he's putting in work right now, so I can't wait.
Yeah.
Trey Sermon is going to make sure that Elijah earns it. It will not be handed to him this year.
Really? Okay.
I love that.
Okay.
100%. Shanahan is a running back machine, man. His dad was, and he did. Anytime you got that man going up, trading up in the draft, just like he did for Joe. Joe Williams got hurt. People say that about you. It's like, no, bro, he had a really serious leg injury that kept him out a year, and then he was never back in the NFL. It was like he did not get over.
Yeah.
It's like, oh boy. It's like, oh boy, that we drafted. That was the running back. That was huge. Big time. He fell in the draft because of the injury. I think he was from Alabama.
Marcus Lattimore?
Yeah, South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
He would have been a top 15 pick if not for that injury. And then he never went over it. And so it's like, yeah, bro, like Shanahan trading up them assets to move up and get Trey Sermon. People should look at his track record with running backs and feel like, okay, let the man get it together. But they don't watch him. They don't know that he didn't run in the zone scheme at OU or at Ohio State. So it's like people don't even like. It's like, bro, you're going from a completely different style of running, something that he's not accustomed to, probably didn't do in high school. You know, and it's the hardest one to do at the level that it is. There's so much he has to get accustomed with. And
Yes.
we're gonna see. He's definitely got to prove it. And I definitely get people being up in the air on him, kind of like Aaron Banks. But it's just like you go watch Trey Sermon's tape, bro, and it's all there. It's all there.
I love it, man.
If you get a chance, send me something. I'll check it out. But I've never seen him play. I've never seen him play.
He had some good tape. I was excited about him, but I knew they drafted him to play with Trey Lance. You know?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yes.
Let me ask you, what would you move Jalen Moore at? Right
He's
guard?
gonna go I believe he's going to go to right guard.
Yeah, right guard. That's what I was saying. Right guard. Yeah.
And he came out of a zone blocking system at Western Michigan. They mimic what Shanahan ran.
Facts.
So he already came in knowing all the blocking assignments, and so he was able to adjust rather quickly. Where Notre Dame with Aaron Banks, they run some zone philosophy, but it's mostly man-on blocking. So
Facts.
it's a bigger adjustment for him, especially having to switch to right guard if he wanted to play because Lincoln was there. So
facts. Yeah, Jizzle's 1,000% correct, man. People don't really analyze the Aaron Banks pick in the facet that because we don't want to as 49er fans, but it's like analyzing it, it's totally there. And it's they have foresight, man. The fact is our front office has foresight in ways that many people just don't have foresight, period.
That's right.
Wow. Well, guys, listen. On that note, I'm good on my end. Troy, any last words, bro?
I'm just thankful for everybody that's watching, everybody that threw out some comments, whatever. Much appreciated.
No doubt.
I just love everybody on the panel and our newest member, Jess.
Yeah.
Shout out. And your uncle was on here. That was cool, man. And,
yeah, man.
And then
he surprised me with that. I'm like, oh, okay.
Love that, man.
Yeah, man.
Great episode. Great show. I love all y'all.
Listen, I'll be honest with you. As always, our show ain't gonna be great when y'all not here, man. It's great because all of us, man. Also, those that watch us, man. So I love all y'all, and I appreciate all y'all, man. It's a we, So
yes.
But, what's up, Jizzle?
Yeah, it's a blessing every time we put it together. You know how it is, and I'm just excited for the future. I'm excited for next season to start, and man, I can't start soon enough for me.
Yeah, same here. Thank you, John. We appreciate you, bro.
Yeah,
John.
Big ups, John.
Yeah, no doubt, man. What's up, Praise?
We good, bro. It's been a great show, man. We build a momentum. I definitely like the new additions and having all the different perspectives, man. It's good.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, again, man. I thank each and every one of you. Again, like I always say, I appreciate our availability, y'all comments, y'all knowledge, y'all love for the team. Appreciate y'all time. I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. I really am.
Likewise, man. Likewise.
Same.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Same. Yep.
Yeah, man. Let's keep evolving, guys. Let's keep evolving. On that note, hey, man, we're gonna get out of here. All right, fellas.
All right, man. Y'all be good.
Y'all be good. Peace.
Shout out to the faithful.
Shout out.
Faithful.
I'll let y'all.
No
Love
doubt.
y'all.
Peace. Love you.
Already.